What?
Oh,
You missed
What?
it.
you were seen for a brief second after the button went
Ah,
off.
it doesn't matter.
Jello's
Oh, naked.
Jello's penis was shown there for a second.
Yeah,
No,
you
no, no,
Just
this
for
is
a second.
fake.
might
We're fine now.
abandon it.
Oh wow, that's awkward.
This
That's
is why it's good that I so often just listen to y'all and respond, and I'm not actually looking at the screen.
We're only mildly.
Because then I would have to explain again.
Oh, for Christ's sakes, don't listen to me, girl. That's a waste of your time.
I finally, I think I've really got apparently just an interesting story for me today. For the first time, I think an actual blog post really pissed me the fuck off. I don't know. I usually would never get that emotionally involved, but it's one of these. It's one of those.
I heard you get pissed off at people randomly. Are you sure this is the first time?
I usually don't get pissed off that randomly, but there's some issues I'm a little bit more passionate about than others. This issue, and to be fair, some people might disagree with me on this, but I hold to a pretty hard stance on this. It's one of those people, who thinks that spanking is wrong in all situations, and like in terms of disciplining your child. And
It's not accurate.
well, yeah, that's not accurate. There are cases. It has to be under a certain. I mean, there are cases where spanking, can actually lead to beneficial effects, but it has to be under a certain condition. It has to be one, at least if it's not an abusive condition, but for disciplinary action only, in at least a nurturing environment for the most part, and at least at a certain age range. Like you would never really want to spank, a 1-year-old or a 2 or a 3-year-old, but around like ages 4, 5, and 6, that's at least appropriate. Like there's really haven't been many cases. It's where there's later developmental issues or externalizing behavior that happen afterward. Some studies even show a negative correlation.
Okay, we had a couple people that jumped in with a viewer's queue, and they said, "Ooh, they're talking about spanking," and then they realized what kind of spanking he was talking about and left.
And it was not the fun kind.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're not gonna get that with a nerd like me.
No, my thought
I'm
process.
willing to go there. If we want to go there, I'm willing.
Oh, me too. But,
Oh, I know
but my
you.
thought process when it comes to corporal punishment of children is basically what my intent when I have kids is the only time I'm going to spank them is if they are about to do something that could cause physical harm to themselves or others.
Yeah.
That's the only time I find it appropriate.
And the thing is, even then, you have to make sure you're not hitting in anger, all this other stuff. Make sure you control your, all this other stuff, because people flying off the handle is part of the problem.
Yeah, I think that.
It's easy for it to slip over to being actually abusive. Go ahead, suck it.
Oh no, I'm just saying that there's, the only time that you should ever spank your kid is when you're approaching it from a very cool, calm, level-headed, thing where it's just like, okay, listen, I need to do this type thing. Or if you're shit-faced drunk and you've had a bad day at work, and you come home and the kid hasn't done his homework, and and your boss has been riding you all day, and you just want to get that aggression out.
No, I'm talking about.
And you think your wife's cheating on you.
We at the Insomnia couple never endorse anything said by Suck Again.
No, I'm talking about kid is about to stick their hand into the flames in the wood burning stove, smack them on the ass and tell them no.
Yeah, well, a lot of this there's some other issues too I had with that post. The guy, his alleged evidence was he took an article from Psychology Today, which is just a popular psychology website. It wasn't, an actual article, or at least an article citing real peer-reviewed articles. And that's what really pissed me off the most. It's like, wow, you go to one op-ed piece and you think, you can speak on behalf of all psychologists? Fuck you.
And we had Benaberry, who's probably at work and can't speak anyway, but he's welcome to stay because he's Benaberry.
God, that is an awesome
power
he has. That is one of the most.
Hello.
Is that
Oh wait, no, it's weekend. You probably can actually speak. Holy crap!
Holy shit!
Yes, I can speak. It's a Sunday. He's Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, the first time my wife ever heard you speak, she's like, "Crap, he's not mute after all."
Hey, what up, Ozzy?
Wait, Ozzy's here?
No.
No, he's an Aussie.
Oh, I thought you said Aussie. Aussie.
No, he's from Australia. It's not Aussie.
Yeah, I know. I missed
In
it.
Aussie here.
I was being a smart ass.
You're actually from Australia or New Zealand? I can't remember which. It's Australia, right?
Australia, yeah.
It is Australia.
Isn't that
Every once in a while, I'll be a New Zealander, and they get really upset.
it's the same thing. Don't even worry about it.
You ever punch a kangaroo, Benna?
What?
No, not yet.
I know. Yeah, I'm just curious.
Why would somebody do that?
I would. I mean, just for the shits and give me like if I wanted to box a kangaroo.
The crap out of you, man.
I mean, I don't think you'd stand a chance against a kangaroo.
I think I could take a kangaroo.
Yeah, I can take a kangaroo on it.
No, I think Jello could probably take a kangaroo.
And
I
if
don't
not a
think you can.
kangaroo, at least a Joey. I think I could take a Joey. Or at least some short dude named Joey.
You know what?
Short kid named Joey, a child named Joey.
Maybe
A child named Joey. I could beat the hell out of a child named Joey.
I'm pretty sure I could shit kick a wallaby.
Any Joeys out there in the audience want to, take me? But you got to be, small because I'm, not terribly athletic. I have, this has to be a sure thing for me because don't take a lot of chances either.
Good grief. Yeah. It's going to be a slow night. Apparently, there must be people wrong on the internet again tonight.
So anyway, we were in a chat with him and the lady, the one with the two kids that she's homeschooling, and I was sort of posting some science stuff, and the kids were getting into it, and all of a sudden here comes Hillbilly and the other guy who was cursing at him. Totally rained on my parade.
Well, there's a lot of people that just can't be decent, and I generally the Central Shuffle group and the quote-unquote reasonable theist group. I try to only invite folks in here that aren't, assholes.
Well, the whole conversation started out all right with what's his name with why do I always forget his name?
Down can be okay at times. Normally,
when he started the conversation about how, in other words, agreeing with me about how science is being sort of pushed out of the schools, and these asshole creationists are trying to push their curriculum in there, and it's ruining the whole country. That kind of idea, So we were talking about science and the education, and all of a sudden he invited them, so he ruined his own room.
Well, here's the thing that you don't need to worry about, is that creationism can't really be taught in school. And I mean, not just in the sense that there's laws against it. I mean, the entire idea, there's really nothing to teach. Like, if you were to teach, like, if you were to take what people believe in creationism to be right now, and you wanted to put into a class to teach somebody, it would take about 30 minutes to explain it.
Oh, it wouldn't even take 30 minutes.
Well, it's not the point.
15. But I'm just saying it's a stupid idea. See, the intelligent design creationism, it's just one huge big argument from ignorance.
I know that. You don't have to convince. You're preaching to the choir. But what I'm trying to say is that it's being, in other words, the time and the effort that's being done to many area classrooms in this country is that it's taking away from what should be being taught. Like I was telling, what's his name, every grammar school kid going into junior high school, say after 6th grade, should know some very basic stuff, like like the sun is a star. In fact, it's a G25 star. Things like little minor things. And they should know something about science and maybe even get a little excited about certain science things.
Yeah.
But not. I have friends who are 35 and 40 years old who don't even know that the sun is a star, for example. I use that as an example, but that's one of them. That's one of the things. You know what I mean? It's wrong. It's terrible. And then their they are going to be parents, and they're going to not be able to teach their kids. It's a dumbing down.
You know what? It's getting better, but right now, I mean, even at this stage, the majority of the world still believes in fairy tales. So I mean, baby steps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm 55 years old, and I'd like to see, before I die, I'd like to see some improvement.
Yeah, not going to happen. Sorry, bud. Yeah. I mean, it's good to be optimistic, but unfortunately...
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what's worrying me. And it's talk like you just said. It's very saddening. And I'm trying to, like, I have this Facebook group, which is why I started to learn how to use Google Hangouts. It's just to see if I can actually create a hangout for the group, and I never did. But which is the idea of it is to promote the science and things and talk about real life, and occasionally, or it's getting more and more occasional, but occasionally, mock religion. But now that there's over 3,000 members, there's more and more of their mockery. But that's okay, as long as it's not like those other groups that have 10,000 members and there's just a bunch of trolls in there. But it turns out the Google Hangouts have more trolls than they do.
Yeah.
What group is it?
Atheists for the advancement of science, reason, and morality. And then there's a secondary group which only has 150 people in it, which I created by when the Curiosity rover landed on Mars. It started out as a page, and I turned it into a group. And just because of the fact that it doesn't have the word atheist in front of it, there's only 152 people in it. And you can tell that people are looking for the word atheist. They're looking for the controversy. So, but I'm pretty proud of my group so far. I have I'm relatively troll-free, although I haven't checked it in a while, and I added about 25 people in the last few days, so I should go back and check. And you got the sunglass salesman, buy Ray-Ban today, There's only 2 rules.
It pisses me off because, like, the thing is that I like joining these groups, but I also like pushing the sale of sunglasses. So a lot of people just think that I'm there just to sell stuff.
Well, the group, the specific rule is there's only 2 rules in my group, and one of them is no sales advertisement. So, no sales.
I'm sorry, it wasn't funny. I was just fucking around. My bad. I'm not on Facebook. I'm just.
I kind of figured you were joking.
Okay. So
that's what I mentioned. That one of the rules, out of the 2 rules, is one of them is no sales.
It was funnier in my head, for some reason.
Yeah.
I was laughing. I was just muted because I'm.
Thank you.
I
would have probably yelled at you if I thought you were serious.
I just had I wanted
Funny
to
as
bring up.
fucking hell.
I just wanted to bring up. I still feel good after last night, after kicking a guy from the Hangout. I still have that nice feeling. I think something might be wrong with me, man.
Who'd you kick from the Hangout?
Oh, that guy named Down Corner. He's like a troll.
Oh, it's not. It's
Strictly speaking, he's not a troll. He's just insanely aggressive, and he's one of those people that will completely derail a conversation just to yell over everyone. Or at least that's how he's been conducting himself lately.
So he's just troll-like.
Yeah. I mean, you can, under the right circumstances, have an alright conversation with the guy. I will be the first to admit this. Yet, I've had thrown him out of one of my hangouts for taking it over with, just keep asking him if he can prove God, blah, 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 over and over, and it's like, dude, we're trying to have a
He was
conversation.
probably drinking.
He gets very passionate.
Yeah.
I only remember him from one other time, and that was a Redline Hangout where Redline kicked him out because he was doing the exact same thing. He was just being a douche.
Well, he let in a guy, and it was Down's room, and he let in the hillbilly, and he let in that other guy, and that other guy was just cursing that hillbilly out. Because I'm a Christian, and you bring Christians to shame, you're a fucking idiot, this other stuff. And I'm like, they just ruined the whole conversation. But Down was the one that let them in.
Matt Bell told him to go kill himself when he expressed that he had feelings of suicide.
Yeah.
Yes.
Matt Bell, that silly guy.
Wait. Matt Bell said he's contemplating suicide. Is that what he said?
Carson.
No, Down said that. Matt Bell said, "Go kill yourself." Then I was in a hangout with Seth, Bell, and Down, and it was just yelling.
Wait, hold on now. Hold on 1 second.
I remember that. That was the one where I actually had to side with Matt Bell to yell at Stizar.
Hold on, brother.
Yeah, that's coming.
Sizor is a dick. Plain and simple.
Were you in that hangout too, Prudent?
No, I've just had a lot of experience with Stizor over the past few months. After a while, I can't take the guy anymore.
The thing is that Stizor is just so set in his ways and so anti anything Matt Bell was saying that he was arguing against basic logic, and it was just frustrating to listen to. And I'm just like, Stizor, stop! No, like you've got this wrong. Matt Bell is right.
Oh god. I'm sorry, I still can't get over the penis face, man, like, or the scrotum face. It really. Yeah, you see it too, Alex? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. See, that's
Yeah,
the
it's the
ball
cock-
sack and like the
cocksock.
neck. You know, it's a very nice look.
That's a forgina.
Start the ball suck. Go
It's
fuck
called
yourself.
it's called a
You know
form.
what? I actually because I take
Lord and Savior.
whenever I put up a new sock, I always tag whoever I'm mocking in it as well, just saying, hey, yeah, I'm doing you for the next couple of days. And he actually saw it, laughed at it, and shared it on his Facebook group.
Nice, nice.
So Matt Bell does have a sense of humor.
Oh no, he does. I've had exactly one conversation with this man. One in which I managed to get him to shut up long enough for me to make complete thoughts, even. I was very proud. Unfortunately, it was off air. I can't show anyone proof. But he did make a joke in the side chat of that hangout that I thought was fucking hilarious, and I cracked up. He said, I don't like the term hedonism. I find it offensive. It should be shedonism.
Cute.
I thought it was brilliant. So I will agree that Matthew Bell does indeed have a sense of humor.
That shit's funny.
That motherfucker.
Right?
I expect that to come out of him. That is really good.
Wait, Alex, as someone, like you who smokes a lot of marijuana, I mean, how do you think Matt Bell would change if he just started smoking pot?
Man, he would fight me.
Honestly, I just, he would definitely mellow out a lot more, but he'll still be a raging douche. I mean,
He'd be happier about it, though.
right. And I think that
He'd be a less raging.
I think when he's high, he'd be in deep thought, and that forgina will open up just a little bit more.
Yeah.
And leak out a little bit, and then he's having a good time.
Yeah, the thought of him squeegeeing his third eye kind of frightens me a bit. I mean, I promote it for just about anyone, but I don't know about it, man. That's like, what do you think comes out of that thing?
Maybe we should just not talk about Matt Bell. Let's over the hangout.
Fluids and.
I was just thinking, when that thing opens up, what do you suppose emerges?
I don't know.
Sebum.
A little homunculus.
In like 17 days, I just counted, marijuana will be legal in Alaska.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're into the we can count days now portion.
Praise the Lord.
Right?
Praise the Lord.
Drugs are bad.
I'm sitting here going apeshit in a comment thread. Don't mind me.
Oh, who are you arguing with?
Which thread?
I'm going back and forth with the guys on Spirit Science's page. I got attention with one of his little flunkies. Not him directly, but one of the little guys in his little group.
So is this an Insomnia shuffle?
Yeah, it is.
This is like a star-studded Insomnia shuffle right now. We got some, we got some heavy hitters in this bitch.
No, I don't invite the heavy hitters. That's a different circle. They can go.
No. These are heavy hitters. We got Ben Burr, and we got Jello Shots.
I'm a nobody.
And then we got Patrick.
We have the heavy hitters among the nobodies. Is that what you're talking
We got
Wow.
Discourse, aka Vanilla Pruden.
Am I really a heavy hitter?
Yeah.
No, not nobody's a heavy hitter. He's full of it.
And then we got MC Rose B. Wright. And then we got
I
Shadow
think Carson's in
Demons,
Colorado right now.
aka
I'm blushing now.
13.
It's a good thing I don't have a camera.
And we got Sokka Count.
What's up?
And then we have me, Mr. King Cooper of the Mushroom Tip Kingdom, all up in your princess's peach.
Oh, I like that. I
Hey,
really like
Carson, man, what color does the air where you are taste right now?
Yo, shut up, man. Come on now.
Do words taste like peaches, Carson? Do words taste like peaches?
Oh God. So, Shadow, you were in that I think it was Xbox's Hangout last night. God, that was just one big long clusterfuck.
Prudent, I just want to pinch your fucking cheeks right now.
Yeah, I ended up sending health and leaving. It's funny because there was this argument going on, and I'm sitting there. I'm not paying any freaking attention. I'm working on my circles, and I glance over. I'm like, wow, everyone left except for the people arguing. Fuck it, I'm out of here.
I mean, I admire Sam for his resilience, like to keep it up, but sometimes it's like, man, like how does he do it? Like I sometimes it's just not worth it for me after a while, and I just stop.
See, I call it. You know, I even told the other people the other hangout. I says I call it talking about talking. Yeah, I'm just not as articulate as Sokka, for example, and I you know, I'm just like, if you ask a ridiculous question like Tommy did about having cells having memory or intelligence, it's like you say no, it doesn't, and that's where it should end. No, it just goes on into this long, drawn-out biblical, you know, it goes into a Bible study, and it just, look, I'm an atheist. Take your fairy tales and leave me the fuck alone.
Wait, hold on. So he thinks that like all cells, like neurons, are like filled with intelligence, right? Like just like individually. Is that his
he was going on about how does the brain have intelligence? You know, how's it you know spit out this intelligence if the cells aren't and the neurons and you know even the atoms and shit. I'm like. It's like I was saying to Shadow. Was it Shadow I was saying this to? You know, I used a silly thing to tell you what Tommy does. This is what Tommy does. So why does everybody see the sun as being purple? No, Tommy, it's not purple. Yes, it is. So why does everybody see the sun as purple? No, Tommy, it's not purple. You know, this is what he does. Only it was about cells having memory or intelligence.
Well, no, but again, it's that entire argument like is it's a fallacy called fallacy of division.
Yes, the fallacy of division. In fact,
and I mean,
Nadia had posted a link to the explanation.
Yeah, and that's it. Like that's all. I mean, whenever he presents that argument, I'm just like, listen, you know, like I know what you're trying to say, Tommy, but it's a fallacious argument. And if he asks you why, just say, you know, explain them it's a fallacy division. But
he won't listen. Just keep going.
I know, but you say this like by definition, this is just a fallacious argument. If you want to keep on making it, go for it. But it's illogical. I mean, the conclusion you're reaching is not true because the premises are flawed.
Right.
So,
I mean, I did tell him that.
And if he can't understand that, I mean, it's the problem is he's an idiot. But
the problem is that he takes over the whole chat. You know, he just keeps going. He just keeps repeating it.
Yeah.
Goes off on tangents and starts turning into a Bible study.
So what was that? So he assumes that the parts can't create, or there can't be new properties out of the individual parts.
No, it's the assumption that something is true of us. Something that's true of a thing must also be true of its parts. So the brain is capable of memory, but how can a cell be capable of memory? Well, it's actually it's the Ozzy explained it to us really good because actually we did this in our Deeper Than Dogma episode yesterday on logical fallacies, where he explained that like a water molecule. By itself is not wet.
Yeah.
And two water molecules together are not wet. 3, 4, it doesn't really matter. But if you have an entire bathtub full of water, it obviously possesses the characteristics of being wet. That that just because something that's true of a thing does not necessarily mean that it has to be true of all of its parts, which in that case would just be the molecules.
Yeah. I think the water
spin it the other way around. Right?
What was that?
I think the water makes something else wet. Like the table is wet because there's water on it. You know, the water itself isn't wet. What's wet is the thing that is holding the water. But anyway, I think that the fallacy was explained in that link that Nadia gave about the jet engines. You know, if a Boeing 747 is flying, therefore and it could fly. Therefore, the jet engines by themselves could do the same. It's like no, it doesn't work that way.
Well, that's a different fallacy. That's the fallacy of composition now.
Oh, is it? Okay,
yeah.
I don't know. See, I told you I'm not articulate. Whatever. It was wrong. You know, it was to me, it's the talking about talking, and it means that
Yeah.
you originated this conversation with a fallacy. I don't care what you call the fallacy or define it as, or how much definition you can give it.
Sorry, I was.
But
sorry,
to suck somebody
I was wrong. It actually, sorry, the engine one is actually still a fallacy division. My bad.
Okay,
Sorry.
whatever. It doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't really matter. The point is that it's the root of the problem from the conversation on. The whole root of it is about 3 hours of conversation of biblical study before the whole conversation started. I go in there and I say, "You're wrong. Go away. I'm gone." In other words, I cut it at the root. You know what I'm saying? I don't sit there, and that's why I call it talking about talking, because that's what happens. It goes into like an hour and a half, 2 hour long discussion, and all they're doing is talking about the talking.
Talking about the talking. I don't know, maybe they should start talking about the not talking.
Maybe because I'm Italian, you talk about talking. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm talking about?
What you talking about?
I don't know, you making any sense to me? I don't know if you are.
Have you seen a more Italian face than mine? Look at that nose. Look at my nose, man. It's like long.
I want a little bit more Jersey towards the end of that. I should stop there. Always a danger. Of course, I have to say, though, Patrick, to me it's kind of funny every time I hear you talk, because your voice reminds me of this guy that I knew that was actually from Jersey, and I'd gotten so many arguments with this guy, so I'll hear that voice, and there's this thing in the back of my head that's like, you want to argue? Oh, yeah, that's right. This is a guy with a voice like that doesn't annoy me. Okay.
Maybe it was my twin brother.
I don't know. Online he goes by Wave Master or something like this, and he sells. He's a real estate guy, and I got in an argument with him about gun control, and by the end of it, he was claiming that he should be able to have a canister of sarin gas in one pocket and a pocket nuke in the other.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't be him. But anyway.
Yeah, I know.
I'm glad you realized that I'm not this other person. Man. I have a combination of a Jersey.
I swear the first time I saw you in a hangout, I was like, oh shit. Then I'm like, oh, this guy's pretty cool.
Again, I'm blushing. I'm glad I don't have a camera. You guys make me blush. One guy said I'm heavy hitter.
Oh, you fucking bastard, you. Don't play that
response, I don't remember exactly, but you were raised Catholic, right?
Yeah, basically, the funny thing is, here's the funny thing: the name of the church's initials is BS.
Okay,
it's Blessed Sacrament, but it's BS.
I can top that. Years ago, I've ended up in a couple different psych wards in my youth due to varied issues that I had to deal with when I was fairly young. And the very first one was named the Human Research Institute. And if you read from the N in human down, on only one side of the board, but on one side, if you read down from human, it read N-U-T. And the last thing you want is to be able to sit there and look at it, a board, little board up there in front for some psych ward and read "not" going straight down.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, I got out of there.
This is cool, but the nut thing was great, but it was only one side, and they did eventually fix it after they caught enough patients laughing about it. You can't laugh, you can't have fun, you're in a psych ward.
It means they hired a very, very poor graphic designer.
Honestly, yeah, I kind of wonder if the graphics designer kind of snuck it in there.
Probably. I was thinking.
It's quite possible, yeah. We do shit like that.
Yeah, why not?
It's fun.
Oh.
Yeah, I got out of there when I was young, but I suppose I didn't honestly call myself an atheist until much later. But I guess I realized that I was all along. Just didn't.
Honestly, I had kind of a similar experience. I mean, I was sitting there and I came on here and I was trying to, urge to people that were theists or non-theists, whichever side you're on, to kind of try and get along and reach some certain compromises because, on some levels, a lot of things shouldn't really necessarily matter or make that big a difference. So, I was trying to walk, do the middle ground between the two. Oh, man, I got lambasted from both fucking sides. Like, what the fuck? So I ended up going on to a different topic for a while. By the time I came back to it and got into the community, I had a whole bunch of people, are you an atheist? Are you a theist? What are you? What are you? What are you? And I'm like,
Yeah, how many?
I don't fucking know. So eventually I got this one definition of, if you do not have a belief in God, you are an atheist. I'm like, I guess I am. I'm okay. So I put up a video on my old channel that was like, am I an atheist? You be the judge. And then it's like, you're an atheist! So then every piece of bullshit baggage assumption that came along with that was suddenly being thrown on me. I'm like, dude, that's not me. I just don't have a God belief. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, this.
Which is the definition of an atheist.
Here, I'll give you a couple of pictures if I can do this switching screen without being. I'll have to keep my mic open just in case you call me and I have to answer you. Let me find the pictures. Pictures. Where are you?
While he's sitting there thumbing through his drive looking for pictures, I'm going to remind folks, this is the Insomnia Shuffle, where technically any topic goes. We do have, right now, a set list of people invited, which is roughly 60 people, not including women, because we always invite the women, because, you know, everybody needs women in every conversation, as far as I'm concerned, or at least to try to.
Women.
So we have a separate group for them, just so Jello can make obscene noises like that, apparently. After the shuffle is done, we always change them to unlisted status so that they don't clutter up the channel, because it is roughly 50% of my content. And you can't find the regular content if I leave them up there. But on the channel, on the YouTube channel, we do have a shuffle playlist that all of the older shuffles go to, because honestly, more often than not, it's just something that people use to help them have voices in the background while going to sleep or this and that. There's usually less engagement from the viewers than just sitting back and relaxing with, you know, a voice coming through the speaker late at night or what have you. I always intended this somewhat as a service, A, to give people a break from the usual great debate bullshit community, as well as, you know, some kind of entertainment late at night. And on that note, did you find those yet? There we go.
Yo, I just want to say I almost fell and bust my shit, but you know what I'm saying, but I didn't. So, you know, big ups
Good
to
job.
that.
Good job.
Yeah.
There we go.
Man, I wanted to say, when you were talking about initials and stuff, you know, when I was in blackjack dealer school, there was this dude. Now, you know, I'm not trying to be racist here. I'm a little bit ignorant, so please correct me and don't call me an asshole. I don't mean any hate here. But I think the dude was Vietnamese. His name was Fuck Ewan. With a PH, of course, but like that fucking matters. His name was Fuck Ewan. And my dealing instructor basically said to the guy, you know, he said, do you want to get hired after you leave this class? And he said, yeah. He said, well, your name is Toby, and you're a Christian now.
Oh. Yeah, sadly, that's so true.
Okay, the first part was true, but he said your name's Toby, but he didn't say the Christian now. But I just thought that was hilarious, and I snickered to myself because of roots.
Yeah. Hold on. I was gonna say it is like I think I have a picture for that. Give me a second.
Your name is.
Where is it? I was gonna do something with this.
Can I just say, Jello, you are such.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm a pain in the ass. I'm sorry.
You are just such an.
I'm an asshole. I'm a dirty son of. Look, I don't mean any hate. Like it was something that was said around me, and I had to share it. That's all it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Your name is your name is Toby now, and you're a Christian.
Yeah. So, you got a picture for that or what?
Yeah. I just put it up.
Your name is Toby. Kunta Kinte. It's Toby. Wow. Kunta.
That was a good movie. I like that movie.
What movie?
Roots, right? Yeah, Roots.
It was
I think I've seen that.
It was a series. It was a mini series.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was a TV series. Yeah.
What's it about?
It's about slaves being captured for slavery. Uh, it's about a particular tribe, and then they experience the captors and being brought over as slaves.
Hmm.
And
The best explanation.
It's
ever.
pretty lighthearted.
yeah, it's
Pretty lighthearted.
Sounds like it. Yeah, yeah.
if you need a healthy dose of white guilt, that's a good
Oh, I don't feel bad about it.
I don't really have any white guilt.
it's a terrible. But yeah.
I usually say I'm Italian. It had nothing to do with it.
Aren't you like Canadian?
Yeah, no, it's a.
Yeah. Oh, I am, but I'm also like,
insight.
like first generation. Like, I had nothing to do with that whole slavery thing.
I don't know.
My-
I'm a
my-
seventh generation
my people-
Texan.
My people were persecuted. That's why we came to Canada.
No, I'm from Texas, as in I'm a seventh generation Texan, as in 6 generations prior to me being born, all were born in Texas. My ancestors owned slaves. I have no white guilt. I didn't own slaves. See how this works? I didn't do it, therefore no
Yeah, I
guilt.
didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Wait.
I do not believe in ancestral sin. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says this now. No, I'm just kidding.
How do I answer this call? I don't know. What's going on here? Who's calling me? God damn it. Oh, too late. I missed it.
Yeah, I really need to start that podcast.
I'm gonna take that off the screen now since I missed the call.
I don't want to start that podcast.
It's the muttering hangout. Oh, let me fix that. Yeah, stop. There we go.
Yeah, is this shit live?
Yeah, man, this shit's live, man. How you doing?
Yeah.
You in Colorado tonight, Carson?
Yeah, man. Yo, for the viewers that's watching tonight, if you are feeling adventurous,
Okay, how many... Wait. No, Carson. How many subscribers do you have?
905.
How many do I have?
Like 30 something.
More than that.
30.
I'm up to like 170 almost right now, actually.
Oh, 170? Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So you have about 4 times as many as I do. Why are you coming here to pimp your shit?
Well, I just, you know.
Where's the shout-outs,
I love my
Carson?
shit, man.
Where's the video shout-outs for you? For
Okay,
you?
I gotta start shouting out my boys.
You
I'm gonna
think?
start doing that. I'm gonna start doing
There
that.
you
I got you. I'll start shouting out my boy 13.
Yeah, man. You don't scratch my back. You want me to scratch yours, right? Actually, I actually just recently brought over my circles from the old channel. I have no idea how many other people are still active. I've been this big freaking master group right now, and I'm going to go through, after I figure out who's still out there, who's still interested in following me and what have you, ditch the rest, and then add back into a separate circle all the people that actually still are interested, apparently. But
Does anybody know this guy named Dan? With no
Is he not on fire?
He's with no face. You know, it's like the standard blue person.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to have an idea what the rest of the idea is.
He keeps calling me, and I think the one time he did that to me, I think he's just to try and pull me out of a.
Block him. It's fun. It's good sport.
Yeah, but why would I be getting a video call from him if he's not in my circles? He must be in my circles or something. I don't even know.
No, what happens is you basically all he has to do is put you in his circles, and then he can call those little hearts delight.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And you don't even technically need to have somebody in your circles.
I see. I don't even know how that works. I guess I'm gonna have to make sure I get to the screen fast enough to click decline next time.
However, what you can do is you can sit there, you can figure out who he is, you can go to his G Plus account, then go to the nice little block feature and block him. Now, after you block him, you can unblock him, but blocking him takes you out of his circles.
Okay. I never did find the unblock when I blocked somebody and I had unblocked. I wanted to unblock them, and I never did find it.
Yeah, you can actually through their G Plus page, you can just go block, wait about I don't know a minute, then unblock immediately. And there's also a way through, let's see now, and when you click on the little things, it brings up the Hangouts view in Google Plus. Over to the right, there's this little arrow. It's a down arrow up at the very top. You click on that, and somewhere in under there, there's blocked people.
That's where it's hiding.
Well, yeah, there's two different places for it, and sometimes they don't show up on the block list there, but they are there.
Yeah, I don't see it down arrow. Okay, all right, I'll figure it out. But I gotta find out where this guy is. I think he deliberately. Well, I think what he does is deliberately calls people to get them to come to the hangout to get you out of another one. It just so happened I wanted to get out of the other one anyway one time, but when he calls you, you go in and then he leaves. You know what he's up to no good.
Yeah, I almost always do silent invites, but yeah, why the hell would they do that? That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, I think it's because they wanted to make room. They wanted to get into Nadia's hangout, and I was leaving hers anyway.
Oh, okay.
I just happened to answer. I just happened to see the call and said, "All right, I'm going to leave her anyway." I just like go ahead and join that one.
That's pretty bullshit.
All it was is he wanted to get in there, I think.
Not yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no face. There's just this blue, figure of a male figure or something,
Yeah, the general blue guy thing. Yeah.
The blue guy.
That's pretty creepy, yo.
Yep, it is.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'd go with creepy. I think I'd go with kind of scummy.
Yeah, little wacky. Anyway, I can't smoke in the house, so I'm gonna have to.
Oh, I should turn off my camera. I'm being obnoxious there. That cigarette being lit up. You're like,
yeah, it made me want to smoke. Yeah, that's right. You're entitled. But I have to leave the computer to smoke, so I'll be back in a few.
Can't smoke in the house. Can't smoke in the house. Can't smoke in the house. Can't smoke in the house.
I don't know why, but I just somehow invited myself to my old hangout like 5 times. What the fuck? I think Google's screwing up again. If there's anybody on the listing, on the regular invite list that got like a whole bunch of multiples, sorry, that's on Google.
No, Shadow, it's your sexiness, man. you have to tone down your sexiness.
No, Carson, man. I hate to get anything to do with it. Let me tell you, brother. It's not this time.
Google is telling me that Nephilim Free added me.
I'm sorry.
I'm fucking nobody. What the fuck?
But Rose, if nothing adds you, that means that you caught the plague like the rest of us.
Apparently.
He's desperate to get atheists into his hangout. He'd probably think that they're running away from him. No one likes Nephi. I mean, if your best argument for God is that you can experience God like you can experience mayonnaise, you might want to reevaluate your stance. Okay, that's his funniest argument. The rest of them are just irritating. The Lunar Furtaccio is pretty good.
Most of these people, I don't know. Like, I've got all of these people that added me that I didn't notice.
They probably added you because they're like, oh, you're when he comes up with the recommendations, it's like, oh, 2 people have you on their list, and they're like, oh, well, I'll add them to mine, and it's a person. They have boobs.
I don't understand.
I don't know.
I like. Okay, so Skylar Fiction. This name is familiar.
He's cool.
Yeah, he's relatively okay.
Relatively.
But I don't think I've ever talked to him. Does anybody know if I've talked to him?
He's a really cool guy. I really like.
I know he's been in a shuffle or 2. I don't know if it's the same time or not.
Okay, I may have talked to him in a shuffle or 2.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Okay. He's a cool guy.
But most of these aren't even familiar at all. I don't know.
So now I've invited Shuffle List. I've invited 12 Tribe because 12 Tribe gets invited to every fucking thing. I've invited women. I've invited the not asshole Christians. And not inviting extras. I'm not inviting religitards. Wow, I'm short on invite capability. I don't know. I might put the link up there, but we only have 5 viewers anyway, so fuck it. It's apparently the night. Tomorrow's like hangout night from hell.
Yo, if you want to make this interesting, you pull Pillbox bitch ass up in here.
I can invite the annoying theists. I have a list. I have people that are so fucking annoying, I refuse to put them on the list for religiotards.
Nah, I just want Pillbox bitch ass up in here.
Yeah, I have one list for Christians and one list for people that I want to choke. That's basically what it comes down to with the religious folks.
Yeah,
I might be making an atheist list of people that I want to choke the fuck out of. There are certainly plenty of them. They just generally don't make it into a circle.
Oh, I have the do not like list. For people
Me too,
I don't
especially atheists.
like
Like
Nephilim free, just like
one of the atheists I can't stand. I cannot fucking stand Onision. If I ever met him in real life, I'll choke the fucker out. I fucker Onision. He's an atheist. I fucking hate that guy. He's just a terrible fucking person.
Oh, Gretchen's up. I should check to see how she's doing. She should be in my list.
I see. There's another name in this list that's familiar. Arcane Logos.
Oh,
Fuckity no.
oh! You don't want that to be familiar.
Fuckity no.
It's familiar. I don't think I've ever talked to.
No fuckity no. No fuckity no.
So put in the do not like category.
Do
Yeah.
not like that motherfucker.
Okay, let me put it this way. 9/11 truther,
Mm.
young Earth creationist, science denialist, believes that there was an ancient pre-flood society that built the pyramids. Global pre-flood society that built the pyramids at that. Believes that the Ark of the Covenant contained the secret power supply for the pre-flood society, and the reason why Pharaoh was chasing Noah was because they stole this power supply. Enough said?
Yeah.
Hey, Jacob.
That motherfucker, let me just put this out here real quick. That motherfucker Arcane, right? He said that he will fight any motherfucker, right, on some post, or he said he'll fight some fucking body, right? And that's...
Queenie!
Hello.
Hello, dearie. How are you doing tonight?
I'm alright. How are you doing?
Oh, wonderfully good. Although, I do have to say I've been disappointed with my last few videos because I actually have been not using a soundbite from you for the last few videos. And I'm starting to think in my last one dealing with, when I was going after little spirit science, I think I, at the end of it, should have thrown in I want a penis, just because I think he could use one.
Patchman doesn't have a penis. Everyone knows that.
Yes, we've noticed this. Patchman does not. I was thumbing through some of his crap because it's part of it was what am I going to cover next in the Power of Wu series, and I was kind of using the bullshit he's talked about as a template. And the next thing was aliens. Nah. So I watched this quote documentary, which was like an hour that the little shit put up. That was talking about like that the Hebrews from space were coming in conflict with the Martians, and the Hebrews were friendly to people and really intelligent, but kind of dumb in some ways. And then there were the aliens that were good with technology but had no spiritual sense, and Bermuda Triangle and Atlantis and all this other stupid shit. And I'm sitting there just slack-jawed, and I'm staring at the screen like my brain is leaking out of my ear. Okay, I was going to pretend to take this guy seriously. Maybe I can't after watching this.
Yeah.
Lemuria and Atlantis and aliens and transcendent...
Let me tell you, I almost watched one of his videos once, but like right in the get-go when he started talking about shit, my Woo detector went off, and I was like, "Whoa, shit! Maybe I shouldn't watch this. I gotta find some cute cat videos or some shit later."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, can I say this, Shadow? Shadow, can I say this? Because I was trying to, and I think I lost.
Hang on, you can't say it yet. Hang on a second. Where are you? Here we go.
Yeah.
There we go. My beautiful friend. Now you can speak.
All right. I just want to say this for Arcane. Recently, he put out a fight challenge, right? And I accepted. And then the fucker responded by saying that he doesn't fight queers. And then I said,
No, he doesn't fight people that he knows can kick the shit out of him.
and then I said, then I told him, well, this queer is a 3-time state champion. What the fuck do you got, right? And so apparently I've heard he's a trained fighter or whatever. He's been in the army or some shit. So he has no reason to dodge me. So I accept this fucking
He's
challenge.
trained every fucking thing he needs to claim to be at that moment. And
I
that's
told
my audio.
I told him, if you putting up this fight challenge, put your fucking money where your mouth is. I put up $1,500. What do you put up? I will fly over to you, and I accept your fucking fight challenge. And he hasn't said anything since. So
Of course, that's a lie, of course. Carson's cheap. He'll take a bus.
Yeah, I'll take a bus. Fuck it. I would take a bus, and this can be a charity fight, man. I will come down there and fuck your punk ass up, man. So Arcane, if you're watching this, I accept the fucking fight challenge.
Arcane won't watch this. Arcane's like G-Man in that regard, man. He won't watch this shit. You know, we're not sitting there doing nothing but talking about theology and Christianity and that shit. You know, we talk about other stuff, so...
Well, someone
never come in here, he sat there going, they're not talking about the Bible, they're talking about... Well, it was like movies or something. And I'll leave. I have nothing to comment on this. I only have one thing I can talk about.
Yeah, well, you know, if y'all can make a snippet out of this hangout, Max Trivium or whoever, make a video out of this and put it to Arcane.
It's round a bit about the 15-minute mark. Make note, Carson, and you can grab your clip. Hell, do your own fucking video. You have a channel. Hell, you have more viewers than I do. Well, for now you do.
That's right.
For now.
I think Shadow just laid down the gauntlet there.
What are you talking about?
All right, stop talking about me. I'm back.
For now. For now, you have more subscribers.
Yeah.
I get 100 more, and I get 1,000, buddy.
Okay.
You get 100 more, and you get 200.
Hang on.
No matter what anybody says about me, I'm okay.
What? You good, man?
That's a little joke of mine. I you know, people say, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "I'm alright," no matter what they say about me.
Oh, Skype sidebar. You can laugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Spirit Retard for a moment, because I want to play as Queenie.
Mm-hmm.
Because now mind you, I'm bipolar, which means that you have all the idiots in Psyche Truth claiming that no, you're not really bipolar. It's that you had an improper Kundalini awakening at the base of your spine. Queenie here, being schizophrenic, has these people telling her that no. The hallucinations, they're real. You're a super psychic.
I don't know. From some of the stuff that Jordan says, you could easily claim that bipolar is caused by evil spirits or like lower dimensional beings or some shit.
Oh, you found a lower dimensional being thing. Okay.
I watch Mortimer's videos debunking the spirit science videos.
The lower dimensional beings thing I thought was fucking great. These lower dimensional beings came into our dimension and attached themselves to people. This is body thiefness from fucking Scientology. These people are throwing every fucking load of bullshit in the mix.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
Everyone knows Egyptian gods ruled Atlantis.
Oh.
I clearly have a lower dimensional being attached to me. This motherfucker gets me into trouble all the time.
Are we talking about down again?
Yeah.
Carson's muttering again.
I thought I turned his volume up.
I did turn his volume up. He's talking to him. Okay. When Carson is visiting Colorado Rocky Mountain High, if you get my meaning, he mutters to himself and he sings randomly.
I do not.
Yes, you do.
Okay, I have roughly 30 fucking shuffles, Carson, that say otherwise.
Carson, baby, what color does the air taste there?
What?
I need more coffee.
What the fuck kind of question is that, man?
It's the one you should be able to answer, my friend.
I don't know, man. I can't answer that. That's not a coherent question. It's a very puzzling question. It's not very coherent.
You're welcome.
I'm so confused.
That's okay, Carson. It's okay to be confused.
Guess what I did?
Hey, what you do?
I ordered a bunch of shaving stuff because I kind of go overboard when I want to try new things. So I ordered a bunch of shaving stuff with like one of those safety razor things, the old school style shit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try it out. So I got shaver and shaving accessories. Are you okay, Carson?
Something he mumbled was funny, I think.
I'm trying to figure out what color the air tastes.
Okay, Carson, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Roughly how many times have I given you shit telling you that you sing like crap when you're way too fucked up?
A bunch of times.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you never just randomly sing when you're super high, right?
I have.
I think you have debunked yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least Carson's fucking adorable like this. Like,
That's why I keep inviting him. He's funny as shit and fun.
Oh, come on, you guys. You're just being nice.
He's blushing. He's blushing. Shadow, let me ask you a quick question. On this toolbar, volume controls. Now that only affects my side, right?
Yeah, that's your side. I have the control panel, which affects everything.
Okay, because I hate to do things and all of a sudden I find out I'm doing everybody else's.
You know, your voice sounds like a mix between Joe Pesci and John Leguizamo.
That's all right. You sound like Muhammad Ali.
Do I really sound like Muhammad Ali? That doesn't make sense to me.
Joe Pesci. Yeah, he's a trip.
It's like a mix between Joe Pesci and John Leguizamo.
I don't know who that is. I know Joe Pesci. I don't know who the other guy is.
John Leguizamo's fantastic.
The thing is, the real reason why Carson comes here is because he wants to banana my artichoke walrus hammer.
What? What the fuck is that?
I don't think I'm high enough for this conversation.
What did I get into here?
No, every once in a while, when Carson is really Carson goes to visit Colorado, periodically.
I understand that.
Whenever he's visiting Colorado, if you get my meaning,
Yeah.
I will pick on Carson. So I'll say things like, "Hey, Carson, man, want a banana my artichoke walrus hammer?" You want to hear the what? It's kind of the fuck with Carson hour.
I don't know the guy. I don't want to mess with him.
Carson is chill until you get somebody like Arcane in the room.
This is probably the only time I can allow Arcane in the room is when I'm stoned of my mind, because then it's the only time.
Oh, come on! You had your little debate with G-Man and got completely fucked up beforehand just to show that you didn't have to be in your right mind to debate G-Man.
Nobody has to be in their right mind to debate G-Man.
Not if you have no mind. Then you
My
can.
whole point was who in their right mind think I was gonna fucking prepare for G-Man?
But answer prayer.
Oh shit. Speaking to G-Man, I got my new picture here.
Isn't that Matt Slick?
No, it's not that.
I mean Matt.
Bell.
John. Yeah.
Hell's bells, you know.
Hell's bells.
Hell's bells.
Hell's bells. That's funny.
Bells.
Yeah, I sat in a hangout with him in which he was insisting that animals have absolutely no reasoning ability. And I was like, dude, you have a cat. He's like, yes, but if I didn't close the window, the cat would jump out of the window on the 5th floor. I'm like, your cat's stupid, dude.
Your cat would probably...
Fish Farm remembers?
Your cat would probably land on fucking feet.
You got a dumbass cat. Listen, if your cat does that, it could be possible that you just have a dumbass cat.
The cat could be, it might be a redneck.
Your cat might be a redneck.
Maybe the cat's suicidal.
Wait, no.
I would probably be suicidal if I had to live with Matt.
Cat's
Here we go.
Matt's like, I can't even leave razors around the house. This fucking cat. He's trying to slit his own wrist.
So, I've gotten another request to actually do a full-length Power of Wu discussing chakras, the actual original notion of them, the actual science as it pertains to them, where the Wu people get it wrong, and where they go way the fuck off the rails. So, it might be happening. I don't know.
I have a question there. I mean, how can you get something wrong when you're just pulling it out of your ass?
That's just it. They're not.
Well, okay, how can you get something wrong when it's just made up to begin with?
No, technically it's not. Here's the weird thing. You go back to the origin of this, and what you have is people sitting there, and they're basically cutting people open to try and figure out how they face. They see this strange little thing that's kind of whitish looking, that's snaking down from the brain all the way through the body. It has these little, what looks almost like fingers connecting to all the major organs, and then connects to the spine. 3 different connectors back there. They just kind of wrap right into the spine. So they say, wow, this wraps into the spine. We'll call it the Kundalini. It wraps around 3 times. Look at that. And look, it connects all these other areas. Let's assign different points to this. And before you know it, they've created all this extra bullshit that goes around this, all the lore that goes with it. Fast forward 1,000 years and you have the New Age movement adopted. Forget that this was people with a really crude understanding of biology trying to figure out, well, essentially early medicine for all intents and purposes, and pretend that it's some super spiritual horseshit. When there's something to it. I mean, this is a problem. You know, it's like many other things that, you know, back in the day before we really understood stuff, pressure points will go to. I'll pick on acupuncture for a moment. They found out, okay, there's a pressure point here, and if you stick a needle here, this feels a little bit better. Hey, what do you know? There's a nerve there that we're messing with. This seems to help a little bit. Well, this goes to you stick a needle in the back of your brain and you're healed of cancer. You know, they take these basic concepts that, you know, sitting there and stimulating a nerve in this area or what have you can help release the tension on these muscles and make you feel a little bit better. To, it's fucking magical and you can cure every... It's taking these notions that might have something to them and just amping them up to the extreme and forgetting this was primitive people trying to figure out how shit works.
Okay, so, alright, so I get it now. So this would be like somebody trying to start up a, you know, science nowadays based on like humorism.
Yeah, well, a way to put it is, for the longest time you had people believing like mental illness was caused by demons. Well, they saw these phenomena, they didn't know what the fuck it was, so they assigned something random to it. In theory, we got better. And I say in theory because as much as you still have, you know, we have sciences trying to figure out how this works, neuropsychology is showing a lot of promise, which is a fairly new field, which is branched off of standard psychiatry. But through psychiatry, we learned that different chemicals have different interactions, seem to help with this, that, and the other thing. Also, some of the newer stuff in psychology has shown that actually stimulating the vagus nerve can help with chronic non-drug responsive chronic depression, which is kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you do this? Deep breathing exercises and concentration exercises, aka meditation. Hey, what do you know? Kind of cool. There is something to it, even scientifically shown now, in terms of that. But, you know, we still have people claiming that mental illness is caused by demons, or that you are some great super psychic, or you're mystical, or whatever fucking horse shit.
Well, what proof do you have that it's not demons?
If you were in the same room, you'd be
Troublemaker.
wearing my coffee.
Somebody's being a troublemaker.
Kissing my ass.
Did you hear my wife?
No, I missed that.
Repeat louder.
I said, what proof do you have that you are not currently kissing my ass?
There you go.
It's been revealed to me in a way that I can know for certain.
Fucking mayonnaise.
I think it just spit coffee all over the keyboard. Oh man, what did I get?
I
I love you guys.
Did Shadow leave?
I think you ran for the paper towels to clean up the keyboard.
Man, this is one of the most annoying things actually about arguing with theists, is because they have answers like that. They have like these things that are just, they can drop like that and be like, oh great, thank you for that, you fucking idiot. I hate that entire phrase. Revealed to me in a way I can know for certain. Fucking bullshit.
I'm just glad I'm in a room that we can laugh about this stuff and make jokes about it.
Yeah.
Running away and going to the bathroom are two different things, I promise you.
Thank you.
Okay. Whew, I feel mysteriously lighter.
You didn't spit coffee all over the keyboard?
No. I think I almost spit out the coffee a minute ago, but... Remember that time when G-Man called out all the atheists for being cowards for not debating him? Remember when he was then subsequently challenged by multiple atheists for debates? Remember when he backed out and pretended he didn't remember being challenged to all those debates? Pepperidge Farm still remembers. Not that.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Of course, the whole chocolate atheist thing he did ages ago, I think that the best part of that is that it gave me the opportunity to start using the term cuckoo for Christy Puffs.
Yes.
Don't think it ever occurred to me.
No, it was Cocoa for Christy Puffs.
No, yeah, but it turned into cuckoo. But he's Coco. Everybody else is just cuckoo for Christy Puffs.
So in other words, it's not a, you know, like Sokka, it's not a total loss after all. Here we are laughing about the whole thing. So there's got to be some people like us out there that realize the stupidity.
Well, I mean, this is kind of the thing is, we get dragged into this quote-unquote debate community, and, you know, there's no debates going on here. The most intelligent debate that has been had by people in the great debate community was when Lenator and Chris Maudy decided to have a debate about what is and isn't pizza.
Oh, man.
That was greatness.
All that. That sounds like it would be brilliant.
Remind me, I'll get you the link for it later. It absolutely was brilliant. They were mocking the way that debates go in the community over the course of it.
It was beautifully done.
And the person who was declared the winner, almost unanimously, was the moderator, Lasoyo.
Please find me the link for that. That's awesome.
We all need the link.
I will find it. Give me a moment. Let's see.
I would just like to point out in that video, points of interest highlights are Lasoyo taking off his shirt and Lasoyo falling out of his chair.
Yeah, they ended up deciding who the winner was based upon who had the most chest hair.
Good call.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's try that again.
Who's having sirens?
I was gonna say somebody they're coming to get you.
Because it sounded like it was coming from the computer.
Yeah, it definitely was. I heard it too.
We live on a street that is a major cut through for emergency vehicles.
Ah.
So basically, if anything happens on the south side of town, fire, medical, police, anything, they cut through on our street.
Yeah, whereas we're just near enough to the highway to hear them going up and down. And I say the highway because Alaska, well, there's technically, I think, only one. The others are state highways.
Okay,
And
link
by
posted.
others, I mean like
The link is posted internally. I also have the Showcase app loaded for whatever the fuck reason. And I'm going to post the link in there if I can figure out how to. There we go. So it's also posted in through the Showcase.
Oh, it's in the Showcase too?
There we go. Show item. There we go. And just for giggles here, give me a second here.
I missed the link if you want to put in the
Oh,
sidebar.
it's a video?
I'm back in. Hang on.
Here, I got it. I'll repost it.
It's a video. Oh, I don't know.
There you go, Saka.
It's 40 minutes of funny.
Yeah, well, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time, so I'll watch it after I hang up.
Oh, yeah, obviously. And I'm going to post it in the regular comments, too, because, yes, for the glory. As far as I'm concerned, it's the only debate that's ever been done worth watching within this proverbial great debate community. There we go. There. It should be posted now. And just for the epic fun of it, let's see if I can find a clip here. It was funny because Lenny actually came to myself and Ozzy and had us help him prep for the debate.
Hey, Ocean.
Let me pick a random timestamp here.
Good clip from it is where LaSoya is right at the beginning explaining the rules of the debate. Just that alone was hilarious.
Let's give the first couple seconds then for the hell of it. If I can.
Videos after this. It's done. It's gone. This is going to be a proper academic debate, and it's going to be done as the academic world would do it. All right? Like what happens with Dawkins and what happens with, I don't know, Christopher Reeves or whoever else likes to debate, that's how it's going to occur here, because it's the exact same thing. So we're going to start off with Christopher Mowdy, and we're going to start with the way all academics start. Christopher Mowdy is going to do half of a sentence, and then Lenny is going to finish it, and then they can introduce themselves. So Christopher Mowdy is going to
Lenny is wrong about many things. One of the main things that he's wrong about is what is pizza? What is classified as pizza? It's as though he doesn't have an understanding of what inclusion criteria is. He's playing football bat with the concept of pizza. Now, to give him the benefit of the doubt, I've called, right before this debate, I called my local pizzeria, Steve Areno's, and I ordered the very pizza that he enjoys, which is barbecue sauce on crust with grilled chicken and dipped in ranch dressing. So hopefully during this debate it will be delivered so that I can weigh in on the deliciousness of the food product that he is calling a pizza. That's what I have to say to begin with. I'll throw it to Lenny.
All right, Lenny, walk us through that. Tell us where you're going with that. But remember, do it in an academic way. So just walk me from the ridge. Walk me from the ridge. I'm on the ridge with Christopher right now.
I've just heard in my ear that there's some echo on the feed. So maybe while I'm doing that, we could look into that and see where that's coming from. Hi, everybody. My name is Lenny, and I want to talk to you today not so much about pizza, but more sort of about cuisine and how it works in reality. Now,
You get the idea. It goes on from there. It gets, as it goes on, it gets even more bizarre.
The thing I'm most entertained with thus far is the fact that Lenny is wearing a proper button-down shirt.
Yeah, he
Awesome.
And I'm going to have to reset my audio probably, so give me 1 second on that mic.
And they keep a straight face while they're talking about barbecue sauce and ranch dressing on a pizza.
Yeah, they actually make it like it's a really, really serious thing. Now, prior to this, they'd been getting attention to it through things like going to shuffles and some other things and going on and going after each other. It was this great thing set up for what ultimately was a spoof.
I vaguely remember some of the arguments prior to this.
Yeah, it was freaking fun. It's like a 40-minute video. It's actually worth watching. I even referenced that one to my daughter and made sure she had the link, and she and her friends watched it at school and just apparently laughed their asses off. Here we go. Clear out some stuff. And there's more people arguing with me on the internet because, you know, there's always somebody wrong on the internet. Wow, I'm actually starting to get through to some of the people that are arguing on this guy's little thing. Wow. What the fuck? I'll be right back. Yeah.
Oh, you hear the puppies.
Yeah, it's just somebody with a flat tire.
My dog is making eyes at me.
Oy vey, YouTube, stop it. There was some strange noise and they were going nuts. So, yeah, flat tire.
Gia was very concerned.
Yeah. The best debate we've ever had in the community. With hands down, Pizzagate.
Are you guys talking? You said Matt. Are you guys talking about Matt Ditto?
What? Huh? What? I guess
No,
not.
Mowdy, Chris.
Mowdy, yeah. M-A-U-E, Mowdy.
Because I was looking at a chat. I guess Ocean was the one that blocked him. But I went to Matt. This guy's. I clicked on his icon and his page is restricted.
Oh, I didn't actually block him. I just decided to troll him for a little bit.
Oh, I don't know. But you know, I clicked on his icon, you know, and when you get there, when you get to his Google Plus, it says restricted.
Yeah, I've seen one or two people of that. I think it's some Google setting on their side. I don't know.
Let's see if it does it to me. No, Matt Ditto, I see him.
That's
Maybe
weird.
he has you blocked.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at his thing, and
Oh no, it does say restricted for me as well.
yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? I never saw that before.
I've seen it once or twice.
Well, I'm gonna take it off my screen. I don't want to know about it.
Oh, and seeing as I got a response here, apparently the link that I posted on Spirit Science's video was automatically flagged as spam for whatever reason, or at least that's what I was told. So yeah, I will take them at their word for that.
I've been arguing with some people on the internet recently as well, with regards to Obama's Christianity comments. It's been fun.
Yeah, was this pertaining to the people got to read your book comments?
No, it was the let's see, the bit where he was talking about violence in Christian history.
Oh.
And people's response has either been, and I disagree with both of these. You know, yeah, Obama gets that Christianity is evil, or Christianity is not evil. So and it's actually responsible for all these amazing things that are in our society. Like, no, both of you are missing the point.
It's both. Congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah. But none of them are actually connected to what he was saying, because what he was saying was we should be mindful of our history when approaching the topic of fundamentalist violence within Islam, because Christianity is guilty of some of the same things. That was it. But everybody's reading into it like all these other things that he didn't say.
Oh, let's see now. Oh, goody. It looks like with my new image, I'm going to be able to actually see the little talkie bar. I was having problems with the old one, so I just switched to this one.
Oh.
With the green background, sometimes I'll get that one little dot that goes up just to let me know that my mic's fucking up, and if I can't see it, that's a problem.
Yeah, mine's got a white background, so I can see it clearly, clear as day.
The frame a little bit better, I think.
Mine's got basically a black background, and I can see it clearly.
Yeah, but green on green sucks.
Oh yeah.
And you guys aren't all weird and sparkly and yellow like. Jello, why are you green and sparkly and yellow? I've never did ask.
It makes me happy.
I think it's a little weird.
Davey made this picture for me. It's entitled Electric Orgasm.
God. That's amazing. I'm okay with that.
I've got another picture of it, or another version of it. I think it might actually be cooler, but it wasn't titled and stuff, so it wasn't quite. It's not going up as the avatar, at least just not yet. But it's pretty amazing as well. I'll find it and I'll throw it up on Manicam when I can.
Cool.
Don't hold your breath or nothing. I mean,
No, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not holding my breath.
There you go.
Actually, I should probably give me a second. Actually, you guys just talk. Let's see. Somebody's giving feedback, and it's not me for once.
Testing.
Nah, that's okay. It was Patrick for a moment there.
What? Me? What?
It was you at that point. The little bit of feedback we were getting. Nah, not a big deal.
Weird.
I was just making sure it wasn't me. Okay, I'm going to post a wiki inside here. We had a couple people request that I basically go out of order in terms of Cult Night for this week. And I'm going to post a wiki link to what it is that I was asked to talk about. Now, weird little cult that originated in Chicago somewhere between 24 and 55. Authorship remains a matter of speculation. It's known as the Urantia Book. And apparently 2 of my viewers have family members that are into this weird shit. So, yeah. I haven't really looked into it, but from what it says here, according to the Urantia Book, God is a creator and upholder of all reality, omniscient, omnipresent, infinite, eternal, blah, blah, blah. Pretty normal so far. Most fundamental teachings about the God in the book is that he's Father, blah, 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 blah. You know, some of this sounds fairly run-of-the-mill, but it gets into some interesting stuff. The book describes the center of the cosmos is the stationary Isle of Paradise, the dwelling place of God. It has some weird apocalyptic stuff. There's some Christian stuff, and it's really fucking weird. I've got a... this one, if I go after it, I'm going to really have to dig into it, and I don't know whether I'll be able to have a standard hangout pertaining to it. Those are fun. But, yeah, it's interesting. I don't know, but there is plenty of videos on it. I'm going to have to go through and see if there's anything funny. I'd like to do a Sunday video announcing what I'm going to be talking about. They have, channeling involved apparently in some other weird ass shit, so I'm gonna have to take a look through it. But I think I just don't know yet. I might have to delay the official announcement in a little bit, but I'm gonna look through it. But I don't know. We will see. See, and if I can't figure it out by the time we get there and don't have enough information, I might end up having to skip Cult Night this week. We'll see. I don't know. But the Power of Wu this week, I don't actually necessarily have anything set for it because the next topic that he covers is channeling. But the question is still out there as whether I want to cover the chakra thing in detail or not, for the sake of anyone that might want to actually know what the hell these people are talking about.
Hey guys, I'm just letting you guys know I gotta head out.
Oh, Carson. Okay, plug your frickin' channel.
Have a good night, Carson.
Have a good one.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Good night, Carson.
Peace.
Have a good one, man.
Hey, here's that other copy of that picture. It's a nice one. So it makes me smile.
That is also awesome.
It is somewhat awesome. It's also a little bit woolly.
I don't know. There's like a creepy skull thing happening right above your head.
He's demonic. Is there?
It's the lower dimensional being.
Yeah, something like that. Oh no! It's not a skull. It has a third eye in the middle. Yeah, that's it.
I don't remember exactly what was going on when that picture was taken, but I'm pretty sure my Kundalini was rock hard.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains why it looks like you have a vagina in your forehead.
Exactly.
Kundalini's supposed to be female, apparently.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Because, male energy is apparently all bad.
Well, my Kundalini was very moist.
Yes, indeed. And at that note, we are at the 1:30 mark. We've been all over the board today, so it's not like we technically have to shuffle. But we are slowly drawing toward the end of the shuffle, which kind of sucks, because I'm still wide the hell awake. So on that, do you have any topics, Red? You're not usually around. Sitting there cross-eyed off camera is not something that they're able to load into their perceptives. No topics? Okay. You're tired, okay.
Somebody has to go back and take a child to church in the morning.
Don't worry, it's Unitary Universalist. It barely counts. But there are other cults. Jello, you're me up, man. Oh, you're the one giving feedback, Jello.
Oh, is it me?
It is you.
I'm sorry.
It's your epic picture. It must be that. Your Kundalini's just rising too high.
Kundalini interference.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of this cult. There's not much on Wiki. Most of what I'm finding is just weird. I don't know. There's like a quasi-nuclear element to it almost. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take more of a look at it, but I will see if it's something that I'm going to be able to cover ahead of time. It might require more research than I generally do on cult nights. So I think folks will forgive me if I skip one. If worst case is worse, I'll just put a quick little video and copy me as them up again, because that's a fun one to just put up randomly. Hell, I can raid from the old channel if I need to, just have something to put in there.
No fucking way.
Jello shots. Yes, we have Jello shots in the house, Fiction Fighter. What's your point?
What up, friction fucker?
Friction fucker.
I have a question to pose to the group. Explanations for why cats randomly run down hallways.
Because cats are higher dimensional beings that are able to perceive things that we don't, and they know that there is a room that doesn't actually exist, and they're trying to figure out how to get to it.
It's because bitches be tripping.
Too much spirit science videos.
Did you want a real explanation, or did you just want to pull something out of my ass?
Either. Yeah. No, my cat just in the last 5 minutes has gone to the opposite. I live in a trailer, like one of those long trailers, not one of those things you drag behind a truck, but one of those things you need a semi to move.
Yeah.
And she keeps going to the other end of the house, just walking back there, and then comes bolting out into the living room like her tail is on fire. This has happened twice in the last 5 minutes.
Probably ghosts.
You might want to check for animals, other animals other than cats.
Most likely.
Or get an exorcist.
It's mostly for the cat.
No, there's no entry points on that side of the house.
This is why I make jokes about cats, trying to get to the room that doesn't exist. I know there should be a room here somewhere. Cats are weird. I swear
the reason that cats do that is because bitches be tripping.
Okay. As good a reason as any? I don't know.
Them motherfuckers is on acid.
She could be running from the smell of her own poop, though.
That is highly possible, yeah.
Because her litter box is down there.
Well, now it all makes sense. I need to go, but you gotta clean this shit. Oh my god, I can't be responsible for this. I'm a cat.
Well, the thing is, she's never been one to poop in the litter box and then.
Jello.
I'm gonna reload. See if that helps.
Yeah, it should. You can also sometimes just change your mic to some. Oh well, never mind. I was gonna say sometimes if you switch your mic to an alternate mic, and then switch it back if you have an alternate. Jello, if you have an alternate mic and you switch back and forth in the configuration, it sometimes clears that up. And you probably missed most of that relog.
Do you actually want real reasons?
If there are real reasons.
Are there real reasons?
Well, I mean, there can be a couple. One of them, for example, I mean, would be bug bites. If maybe if the cat has fleas or something else, they can say bites them when they get that. If they get a little jar of pain, sometimes they'll freak out and run.
I live in Alaska.
Okay, so that's probably not that.
Bugs aren't really a problem in the winter.
Because I knew, because my cat, that's back in the day.
Yeah.
She was
there are no fleas up here.
Yeah, she was an outside cat, and she had some like a tick or something in her, or something that was bugging her and would cause her just to randomly dart all over the place. But I think the other one is that cats are they sleep a lot. They store up a lot of energy because when cats hunt in the wild, that's generally what they do. Is they sleep the majority of the time, and then we'll use
wake
whatever.
up, hunt, eat.
Yeah, use whatever energy they have to do very short bursts of something to catch their prey, take it down, and eat. Then go back to sleeping and doing fuck all again. If your cat's not a natural hunter or anything like that, if it's just an indoor cat, it's still one of those things where it just might after lying down for 12, 14 hours out of the day, sometimes they just want to get up and just book it for whatever reason.
She brought home last summer. She brought home a chicken, a mortally wounded but not dead yet chicken. Brought it into the house to eat.
Hey Ma, cook this shit up. Look what I brought home. You're plucking it.
No, it was it was like maybe a month old. So it was still a baby chicken, but it was a very large baby chicken. It's the biggest thing she's ever brought in. So Vince snapped its neck and relocated it to the bathroom for her to eat.
See, it's weird because like I don't think cats are domesticated. I think cats are just shrunk.
No, they're only semi-domesticated.
Yeah, like
we're the ones that are domesticated in this equation, I think.
Yeah, if a cat was, I don't know, a little bit bigger, it would try to eat you. I mean, I don't trust any animal like that.
If you die in a house alone with cats, it will eat you.
Yep.
Yeah,
This is true.
that is true. So I mean, like I said, it still has a lot of these natural instincts type thing. And I think one of those natural instincts is to just get up and burn off that stored energy that it has.
No. What strikes me as interesting, though, is, typically you die in a house, you have a dog, the dog will sit there and pine itself to death right next to you.
And protect you.
Now, at the same point,
Tries to eat you.
people will say that this means that the dogs are loyal if you're a dog person. If you're not a dog person but a cat person, they'll say, well, that's because the dog's stupid. On the other hand, you die in the house full of cats and the cats eat you. You get the cat people saying, well, the cat's just trying to survive. You have the dog owners going, your cats are horrible, they'll fucking eat you.
I don't know. I had a cat that was a watch cat. When my sister was a babe, well, she was little, like a couple years old. We used to have in the days when the laundry guy came to do the dry cleaning. He came up the stairs, and we always let him in. He was like a regular visitor. Well, we got the cat, and the cat jumped in front of the baby, my sister, and started hissing at him. I thought that was wild.
Good grief, puppy, you got all kinds of dirt in your fur. You've been out there frickin' digging again, so I had to pull dirt out of your paws. Don't whine at me, it's your own doing. Pain in the butt. Yeah, you're a pain in the butt, aren't you? Yeah. Oh well.
He only digs in snow. And then only when there's a laser pointer involved. But yeah, if we need a path cleared in the yard, we get out the laser pointer. And just guide Gia, because she will chase the fucking thing and just pounce and pounce and dig and pounce.
There's almost nothing in this world better than a laser pointer and a cat.
Yeah, no, Gia is the dog. And so we use the dog to clear paths. We only use the laser pointer in the winter, and only occasionally, because dogs tend to go insane, literally, and start freaking out about all flickering lights if you play with them with a laser pointer frequently.
Oh no.
But yeah, we can get Gia to clear paths. Otherwise, she'll just run in circles in the yard, in the snow, because she loves it.
I think we might be winding down. We're only about 1:34 in, but we do seem to be winding down. We don't have any other folks from the list joining, so I don't know. Should we open up the floodgates and? No, fiction. I did not see your question, but I did invite you the hell in. So I don't know how that is. Let's try this again. Question for you, Angelo. Hee. There we go. It's finally popped up. Did you not see my question? Well, what the fuck's the question? God, G+ is so fucking helpful with this.
The question was, did you see my question?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I guess the answer was no.
The answer would be no, Friction. No, I did not see your. But I'm not. I'm not reading this. Why don't you come in here?
Where are you guys seeing this?
I'm not seeing it.
The main video on the Shadow Heathen channel, which apparently they've changed things up. So until I get 500 viewers, I'm not going to be able to get the actual name put on the channel properly, which is kind of a bitch.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta wait till I have like 500 viewers, so I've got to get there, because the long string of fucking numbers for the ID is a bitch.
I found the question.
Huh?
Yo, Shadow Heathen. Ayahuasca, I think is the pronunciation. Something I've never heard of before. Have you? 2 question marks. Lol. Vids about it on my page.
Is she talking about like a hallucinogen?
I don't know. I'll paste the word that I can't pronounce properly.
Ayahuasca?
It's in the side chat.
Jahar. It's a psychedelic brew made out of Banisteropsis caapi vine, alone or in combination with various plants. Oh, I know what this shit is. Yeah, it contains DMT. It's used for spiritual journeys by people in South America, if I remember correctly. And there are people that actually go down there to have these guided psychedelic experiences with this stuff. If I remember correctly, it's a root of sorts and is a little poisonous. If I remember correctly. I might not, though.
Then again, what that's fun isn't a little bit poisonous. Hey, how's my echo now? Am I any better? Can I get a bunch of people to make noise?
You seem okay now, man.
Shadow, did you mean channel views or single video views?
No. What I need is it's a number of viewers. It's the number of subscribers in the main YouTube channel. Once I hit 500, then I can, YouTube.com/ShadowHeathen. But prior to that, what is it going to show?
Because I've got 419 subscribers on mine, and I've got 49,702 views of my channel.
No, it's the number of subscribers.
Okay, I got 419. I'm getting there, huh?
Yeah. Well, once you get 500, you can get rid of all that ridiculous garbage. It offers you, the ability to get a custom channel name, but you can't get it till you get 500 subscribers.
A custom channel name?
Yeah, for your YouTube channel.
Oh, really? In other words, I don't have to call myself Mr. Chess Time anymore?
Actually, what it's referring to... Give me a second. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
I'm out, Shadow. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yep.
Take care, Slacko.
Hey, wait, do you have any closing comments before you head out? Because we're getting close to that anyway.
Fuck.
There's a comment for you.
Yeah, there you go. Put this over on the right, though.
No, I don't have anything.
Okay, cool. I'll catch you later then, man. Good having you.
Later.
For example, looking over on the right, that long fucking thing there is the channel ID right now for Shadow Heathen. If you look over in the little chat box on the side, you'll see it. It's the UCYBTVIJT00TL blah blah blah. This long ass fucking string of random characters. Once you get 500 subscribers, you can get a custom URL instead of.
Not that I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't actually see what you're talking about.
Are you in like a cell or are you on a computer?
I'm on a computer.
Yeah, so on the left side, click the little blue thing for the chat, the inside.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, and on the right, you should see my little post there of my long youtube.com/channel/ and I think that might be the
oh, you mean like the link that you shared with us?
Yeah, that last link.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the UCYBT. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that big fucking mess. Once you get 500 subs, you can get a custom channel URL, so instead of that for your channel ID, you can actually have it be like, it's like /C/ whatever you set the user ID as.
I see. Oh, man, I didn't know that. I can say, watch my channel, damn it.
Yeah, so basically it makes it a lot easier for people to find you instead of just for the channel name. Which, actually, seeing as it's UCY, it's so. And that's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, that's another one of mine.
I always wondered how you pronounced the gobbledygook like that.
That's interesting. Yeah, anybody want to know how to project the sun, go to my channel.
Incidentally, kind of in response to what Fiction Fighter was saying, it is something that I've heard of to some degree in terms of the whole spirituality, kind of trying to get in touch with oneself or the universe or whatever the fuck through psychedelics is not something I've ever done or endorsed. I've always thought that that was kind of a bullshit shortcut. Now, for some people, sure, great, but I don't know. We did have, I think it was a couple shuffles ago, there was a discussion about it. I thought you might have been part of that, I'm not sure. But it was when they were going on and on talking about that kind of crap. I don't get into it. The drug thing, not my deal, never has been, never had an interest.
If you were asking Shadow and I, Friction, I've never done it either. That's a bit heavy for me, man.
I basically stay away from any mystical nonsense. I mean, you know, sitting down and relaxing and even meditating. I might have even tried once, but that's different than the mystical stuff.
I just tend to stay away from hallucinogenics. They freak me out.
My philosophy towards such things, if you want to call it that, has always been to try and keep the proverbial temple pure, the temple meaning the body. You know, once you start introducing other chemicals into the mix, you're more likely to find yourself just in la-la land as opposed to where you're trying to get. I consider a lot of the whole mystic angle to be trying to figure out what lies within your own subconscious mind, because we all got shit that we don't even necessarily know is there as motivators, etc.
Mm.
Well, Carl Sagan was a pothead.
Yeah.
Well, if your mom was a pothead, would you be a pothead too? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
I was a little bit of a pothead, but I think Carl Sagan has me beat by a mile.
As anti-drug as I am, I'm actually pro-legalization of pot.
I think it would do it. I think it would be good to kind of stick it to the drug cartels and shit, because there's people making money off of it anyway. Why not, you know, put that money back into the system?
Yeah, make it legal, tax the shit out of it, ease some of the damn cigarette tax, because that shit's stupid. Anyway, soapbox, no.
Yeah, Juneau, the capital of Alaska, which is the stupidest place to have a capital. But Juneau has just they've tripled the cigarette tax. So now cigarettes in Juneau are $11 a pack instead of
Shit, I'm never moving to Alaska.
That's why, like here, it's fucking. What did I spend on a pack of Pall Malls?
How much is cigar tobacco up there? Or not cigar, rather, but pipe tobacco up there. Did they tax the shit out of that, or just cigarettes exclusively?
I think it's just cigarettes exclusively. I'm not certain. But no, like I paid for a pack of Pall Malls in the fucking valley a few months back because we were desperate and out of cigarettes and on our way home from Talkeetna. So Pall Malls. I told him the cheapest. I told the guy at the counter the cheapest cigarettes you have. I need a pack of the cheapest full flavors you have. And he hands me a pack of Pall Malls, and it was like $9.
They're getting close to $8 here, and in fact, some stores are $8. And if you go to Walmart and you happen to be in there, they're closer to 10.
Yeah, it's still like $4 something down here in Texas, but there's a lot of stuff that's the prices are not bigger in Texas. We'll just say.
Yeah.
Up in Massachusetts, when I left it, in a lot of areas, they were fucking expensive as hell.
Yeah.
But there's a point at which I just get fed up, and I'll sometimes go out and get a big bag of quote pipe tobacco. It's really not. Made so you can put in these little rollers and roll your own.
That's what we get too. Yeah, we pay right now, like because we roll our own and we use the quote pipe tobacco. We buy Ohm is the brand. They're fantastic. It's really nice. We pay about $1.05 a pack.
Yeah.
Including labor, according to Vince.
Labor
of actually making it.
You roll our cigarettes, and we spend about $35 a week for the two of us.
You buy pipe tobacco?
I have to run away from the computer for a minute.
It's not really pipe tobacco. It's not quite cigarette tobacco anyway. It's Class B tobacco, but it's made to be rolled into essentially cigarettes.
Well, what I mean is, like around here, you get the can of tobacco that specifically says, like bugle rolling tobacco or cigarette tobacco. But you also have separately, you have pipe tobacco.
Now, when we go to the tobacconist here, we can get. Let me see if I can figure out where I put it. And I'll turn on the camera. That's actually, I'm gonna have to get a new one eventually. I'm running low. Now, I normally will smoke, regular cigarettes because fuck it. But mainly because I'm switching to ultralights. We get a bag this big for like $30.
Smooth blend. What does it say?
It's smooth blend crisscross. It's kind of crap. Next time I'm gonna get something else because this one was kind of crap. But it's like 30. What was it? Yeah, $31.99 before tax.
They're all crap.
Yeah, but
you got bugle tobacco and Tops tobacco here for cigarette rolling.
Yeah, but we have big freaking bags like that, and it comes out a lot cheaper in the long run. Well, a good amount cheaper, I should say, in the long run, because I can get like 4 or 5 cartons out of one of those bags.
A bag like that costs.
Actually, no, 2 cartons.
For us.
Cost how much?
21. So how much is it?
Yeah, it's like 30 here.
$24.99.
And depending on the price of cigarettes, it's sometimes worth it. The problem is I've switched to ultralights because I'm trying to quit, and you can't get ultralights to roll with those. You can get lights, but not ultralights.
I tried buying tobacco online, and I was rolling and everything, had the machines and everything. But between the labor and the fact I think they were making me sick, I had all different kinds of tobacco I was trying, and it was cheap enough. But I started to feel sick from the cigarettes I was smoking.
Where?
I went back to the $8 or $7 Winston ultralights.
Oh, that's your problem. You smoke Winston's. Kidding.
No, those Pall Malls are really. No, you know what's worse? The L&M's. Which one is it around here? It's either Pall Mall or L&M that's the cheapest.
Fuck if I know.
I don't like they leave a nasty taste in my mouth. Speaking of cigarettes, you got me doing it again. It's all your fault, Shadow.
Oh, Fiction, what the hell's your problem? You keep commenting. Get your ass in here. I'm not having a comment thread discussion with you. That's boring for the audience. Either get in or I'm ending the broadcast once we hit the 2-hour mark, unless you have something worth bringing.
I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. If you're not here when I get back, I know you guys will finally say, "Oh, we finally got rid of Pat." No, I'll be right back.
Yeah, we're getting down toward closing comment time, unless Fiction comes in here and brings her topic. Come on, girl. Come on. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
No friction.
I'm knitting.
Woo!
I'm living on the edge. Yep, that's right. This is dangerous shit right here.
Baby, did you cut your hair?
To be one
No.
thing, Q&A. I'm actually supposed to watch Q&A. I haven't been, but I'm supposed to. Actually, Q&A apparently doesn't work sometimes.
I looked at it earlier. It was empty.
I'm thinking of reinstating my mohawk, though.
Yes, I have tried e-cigs. They hurt my lungs a hell of a lot more than the cigarettes do.
Yeah, same.
Okay, Fiction, bring it. Bring it, girl. Come on.
I made it in.
What do you mean you made it in? We've had spots the whole time. We have not filled up once tonight.
What up, Friction?
Did I hear? Oh no, friction fighter.
No, it wasn't. Oh no, Fiction Fighter. It was get your ass in here, girl. So, you were talking about Iescus. I'm probably pronouncing that.
Yeah. Oh, hold on a second. Sorry, I had to turn off this video. Yeah, hold on a second. Hold on. I was watching the video and I'm getting like sound from all areas. Okay, here we go. I'm focused now.
It's coming out of every orifice, is it? I mean, speaker.
Yeah, the demons are flying everywhere. Just kidding.
Of course, you're going to make my damn shaman hat, aren't you?
Sorry, what's that?
I said, of course, now I'm going to put on my damn shaman hat, aren't I?
Yeah, go for it. Which one have you got tonight?
I've not gotten the snake skin. I thought that was coming over the weekend, then I realized it was business day delivery, so it's coming Monday. I'm going to have to talk to somebody that deals with leatherworking to figure out the best way to affix it to said hat. And the snake skin will be going around.
Ooh, what kind of skull did you get?
It is a coyote skull.
Nice.
It has the foxtail, and I attached both of the raccoon tails on either side, and moved the peacock feathers here. You have to excuse me.
Cool.
Out here.
I like it.
Vince is home, by the way.
Hey, Vince. How do you feel? How do you like the new hat? I've got hair now.
He can't see you yet. Hold on. Let me point things in the right direction.
That's not 13.
No, that's Queenie. There we go.
By the way, I just want to say hi to everybody here, and thank you, Rose. Was it you that saw my question?
Yeah, I found it. I switched it from top comments to newest.
Thanks for reading that out for me.
Hello, Friction.
Because this one has
Hello. Oops,
a
sorry.
much wider field of view on this one, and I see you.
Oh. Vince asked
talk
me what
better.
your address was so that we could rob you.
So do you get a sense of special powers when you wear that thing?
Actually, I do have a very special power that I do gain every time I put this hat on.
Mm-hmm.
It's the power to have my audience take me a little less seriously.
Oh, I love it. That's good.
I still hate the red ribbon, by the way.
The red ribbon is going to be under the snakeskin.
Okay.
The snakeskin will be covering that completely. I told you that's going away eventually, but right now I need to hold shit on.
Yeah. I remain morally opposed to the red ribbon.
That's we have the coyote skull, and I'm going to have to switch cameras again because the other one is better resolution than this. Hang on a second.
So is there a kind of symbolism to, like, does each item mean something or anything like that?
Yeah, technically yes.
Uh-huh.
Actually, it is technically a proper shaman hat.
Oh, really?
Well, I went more with a voodoo witch doctor kind of mold with it, and the reasoning is because it was either that or go for the skin dancer outfit, which would cost fuckloads too much and way too much for the camera. So I went this route instead because here we go, camera, stay still. Fuck you. Okay, there we go. Good enough. I don't quite fit in the frame on this camera with it, which is kind of a problem. I'm gonna have to figure out a better position for it. Hello, puppy.
So when are you going into production?
Production? Fuck that. Wait, he's talking about robbing me because he wants my hat?
Yes!
Well, here's the scale mail. That'd be a hobby. That's part of my that represents creativity. Peacock feather apparently just represents me, period, in terms of how some people view me. And they make great eyes for the coyote skull.
Yeah. I agree.
Raccoon tail because you need the trickster. Fox tail because it came with a skull. coyote skull, because it's not like you can get a wolf skull anyway. However, these are actual wolf teeth from China, going across here, and these are from actual deer horns. The raccoon fur here I put in the horns because otherwise the way the horns looks like shit. And we've got crow feathers aplenty coming up here.
Deer don't have horns.
Antler. They're chunk. What is it? The points on the horns. The points on the antlers, rather. It's just
tips. Points.
Yeah, there's a proper term for them. I can't think of it.
I think it's points, actually.
Yeah, it's 2 points cut off of an antler. So they almost match. They're fairly close.
Yeah. One day we might be able to gift you a wolf skull if you would prefer a wolf skull.
Oh, I'd always prefer a freaking wolf skull, but this is gonna work for now. But I'll tell you, this thing weighs a fucking ton on here.
I think your puppy wants one too, a matching set.
I actually had to add padding in here because the way that I have the antlers held on there has this thread going across, so I had to add some padding, and it keeps it from sitting here on my face. Puppy, get.
I'm back in fiction. Fiction, that's a cool picture.
Hi,
like, it's the hat. Must sniff the tails.
That's a cool picture.
Yeah, thanks.
I got a bunch of artwork like that saved on my computer. I don't know if I'm supposed to have it, so copyright stuff. I just download any cool picture I like. In fact, even my YouTube channel has a picture that I borrowed from somebody.
Yeah, same here. I do that too. I see any cool picture. Can't help but download it, right?
Yeah, if you can right-click on it and it says save, why not?
And then you can make a new picture out of it, kind of, So instead of using the whole picture, you just use a portion of it.
You still want to check the copyright properties.
I don't know. I never got in trouble for it, so.
Yeah, me neither.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find those pictures for you.
Yeah, easiest way is to reverse image search it, and then actually check where it is, all of the locations. Eventually, you'll find it on like what the fuck is it called? Like DeviantArt, or there's another one it was marketed primarily for photographers. Or a stock image site of some sort, and it'll list the usage.
Yeah, there's some sites where you have permission, you can use them. There's no charge or anything for it.
You have to figure out if you're using it first.
And that too.
Here's a recent one. I just got this one.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like if we were next to the Ring Nebula or something.
That's really eye in the sky.
There was a video I found a while ago that took a bunch of pretty high-res images that they have of varied planets, and they put the planets in the position of where the moon is, basically. So it was like, what would it look like if the Earth was next to had such and such as its moon?
And they were to scale, weren't they?
Oh yeah, they were. It was fucking wild. I loved it.
Yeah. That was
here we go.
awesome.
There we go. Let me see if this will work now. I don't know.
If we actually could see that nebula in the sky like that, there'd be a lot more people believing in the divine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with it, though,
sad, actually,
is that the colors in that image aren't actually the colors. If you were looking through a telescope, those are
yeah. They have to superimpose like the colors for the gases and like wavelengths and things that we can't see.
Yeah.
But they're there.
But it makes for a really pretty image, and it gets people interested in space.
Yeah.
But that's the idea.
But it also gets some annoying Christians insisting that this is proof of God because it's the eye of God that we can see in space.
Yeah,
Shadow, I saw that video that you were talking about, and that video was awesome.
Yeah, it's the artwork that like this, and I don't know if I can. I used to be able to just click through the pictures and you'd be able to see them. I don't know why I'm not able to do that now. Let me see.
Little bottom right, that arrow at the bottom of your screen.
All right, there's the one I use for my YouTube channel. I don't know if you see that. Let me see. If
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, see, that's the one I use for my YouTube channel. And,
Hey everybody, I gotta bail. I gotta put.
Hey man, it was good to have you, Joe. Closing comments, if any, before you get the fuck out.
Oh yeah, man. Fuck her right in the Kundalini.
Instructions well taken. I'll make a point of doing that once I head to bed.
Night, y'all.
Night.
Good night.
Sleep well, Jello.
Yeah, so there's another one. I mean, I got the whole list here. Let me see if I can keep.
Oh,
No.
yeah. It's cool.
At the risk of trying to come back vaguely down to earth without doing so at all, technically speaking, I'm going to use my camera because, as I said, this one kind of requires the after degree, so we'll go to low res mode here because fuck it.
Someone's making an echo.
Probably me.
Give me a second. Hang on.
No, it's even happening to your voice, 13.
Yeah, I just tested mine. It's not me. Yeah, I didn't even know I had this one. I forgot that I downloaded it.
Okay. If there's any echo, it's verifiably not for me now.
There, that's better now.
Yeah.
It was Jacob.
Oh, okay. In any case, fiction.
Yeah.
Aska.
Say what?
Aska.
You want me to ask a question?
No, the herb.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I was just wondering. I seen Carson in here and Jello and yourself, and I thought maybe I would put it past you guys to see if you'd ever heard of it before, because it's not something I come across until today. So.
Well, ayahuasca.
Yeah. Ayahuasca, yeah.
Yes.
That's pronunciation.
It's a plant. It's a plant thing that they do in the Amazon, and they.
Oh, I know all about it.
Oh yeah. Tell me
Oh,
more.
yeah.
Tell me more. I'm just being curious.
Well, it's the active ingredient in it is DMT.
Is it actually DMT or is?
Well, one of the active ingredients in it is mainly DMT, and it gives you a lot of people. It gives you like a very eye-opening experience. It gives you a really profound impact on your conscience, and your consciousness. So much so that it's life-changing for a lot of people. A lot of people have known to do it, and like say you work out things subconsciously during it that you know problems that you have that you were unaware of, not totally unaware of, but things that you buried deep inside, things that bother you, stress that you're unaware of, stress that you're aware of. You know, it's.
Have you tried it, Jacob?
I've done DMT before, but not ayahuasca. Actually, I'm looking into taking a trip to actually try it.
Wow.
That
looks like scary shit.
Well, the thing is you just don't do it. You do it under the supervision of a shaman.
Yeah.
Or somebody that's really, really familiar with it and knows how to prepare it, because it's there's
very toxic.
There's different roots and things that need to be it needs to be prepared a certain way with certain different roots to unlock the potential, basically.
Not merely the potential, to make sure that it's actually safe.
Right.
In addition to this, the reason why you need to have somebody there that's somewhat experienced to help guide you is, frankly, to protect you from doing harm to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And in case something goes wrong, it's basically
your psyche
as much as anything else. And in some cases, the person will actually guide you through the meditation itself.
Yes, that's what I'm looking into. Actually, I talked to somebody here. I won't mention him because I don't know if he wants me to, but I talked to him about it one night because I've used to do a lot of different types of hallucinogens for meditation purposes. Where, like, I've talked to Shadow about it a little bit, but I never used to do it for partying per se. For done a lot of to try to
like keep it to
come to grips with different parts of reality, to kind of try to explore my consciousness in a sense. My
so basically it takes it to your subconscious, does it not? Is that what basically it does?
It can. That's I know somebody who's done it 3 different times, and they said that about every 2 years they take a trip for themselves to do it, because it basically cleanses their body, their mind and their body, and they feel like a brand new person.
Well, I believe it would cleanse the body, all right, because it was puke fest in the middle of the bush. Like, fuck.
Well,
Scared the shit out of me when I was watching this video.
and the person I talked to on here that has done it, they told me right around the same thing. They said that when they tried it, the first night, it was just kind of intense, and they had like little visuals and they laughed their ass off. The second night, he said that he cried like a baby for 10 hours straight, and the next day, the first thing he did was called one of his loved ones that he hadn't talked to in a couple years, that he apologized to and buried the hatchet, and he's like, I didn't even do it. It wasn't something that was on my mind. He's like, it kind of, I guess a lot of things, what it does is a lot of the things that you struggle with in life, you stop being apprehensive, and you know what you have to do. Instead of procrastinating, you know if this is what you want in life, you go and get it. You don't talk about it. You don't think about it. You take action.
Just do it.
A lot of things with the deeper meditations is essentially the mind connecting with the subconscious. There are more things buried in our subconscious than we will ever be aware of.
Yeah.
And a lot of this is things that are suppressed or memories that are in part incomplete. Especially as you get older, a lot of the earlier memories are mostly lost to you. We all pretty much are familiar with that concept.
Unfortunately, not the case with me.
Even then, though, a lot of those older memories, in a lot of ways, are unreliable. Now, the thing is, everything experienced when doing whether it be some kind of meditation or under the influence of something like this, is not necessarily accurate, but it brings it forward enough into the mind that a person's better able to try and either accept it, deal with it, discuss it, what have you. Now, what I think people need to do more so is evaluate the experiences. These are simply experiences.
Right.
Now, they're experiences that are predominantly a manifestation of the mind, and I think more people need to spend some time trying to kind of evaluate these things to see, where the reality of it is and where it isn't. And this takes conferring with other people in some instances. That's my own personal recommendation, though, because there is a certain unreliability with such experiences to a point. But for those that don't have any kind of, I'm going to refer to it as a spiritual sense, because, I don't know, it's a poison word within the atheist community on a lot of levels, referring to anything as spiritual, but there's no other term that really can be applied.
Mm-hmm.
Because it does, these kind of things do feel transcendent, whether you could say they literally are or not, somewhat irrelevant. But perceptually, they feel that way, if that makes sense to you.
Well, what makes sense to me is when you refer to spirituality, I think it's a subconscious. It's like the subconscious part of your mind. And I mean, it's amazing what we pick up, not even realizing, right? Memories and thoughts, all that stuff goes to the subconscious mind, and then we label it spiritual, right?
Well, it's
That's what I'm
deeper than that. Think of the way that certain musical move you and this and that. There is this thing within people that we refer to as empathy, as well as many other varied terms. And it's your feeling of connectedness to others or to the world or maybe even to nature or what have you. This can be expressed through things like music or art or theater or in some cases, religious belief or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it unlocks a part of the mind that isn't normally stimulated on a day-to-day basis. From normal, run-of-the-mill life, I guess.
And
you're talking about the creativity part of your brain?
Not even so much the creativity, it's just the pleasure, and I would say the pleasure and enjoyment, and the kind of level of different, I guess I want to say, like you start to look at it in different ways and think about, approach it differently, and there are just so many different things I think that happens. It's almost like somebody who meditates.
I mean, ultimately what it's doing is think about the way that you normally look at the world. Now you see things in certain shades of gray or certain shades of black and white, depending on whether you're binary or not in your thought processes. If you're binary in your thought processes, this can help you see things in a more gray manner. However, even if you see things in a gray manner, it can try and put a little bit of charcoal on the edges, so to speak, of the picture that you have within your mind of how things are and the way they can be.
Interesting.
Right.
Now, I know I'm using a little bit of cult speak with this, and I know it's going to have to, which is why I put on the tab. But there's something to it. Just like with a lot of other things. Now, now you have the people that are your woo hucksters. You want to be psychics and all this other stuff that are trying to unlock their X-Men powers that would claim that they're channeling Thoth and talking to the transcendent masters and all this other.
Yeah.
But once you strip aside all the woo and all the bullshit, it is experientially. Jung would call Jung, one of the fathers of modern psychiatry, one of the two different predominant schools, would refer to this as being experientially true, experientially real. Although it's not something that happens in reality, the experience itself is real and true. And there are certain inhibitions that can help you get by. There are certain hang-ups that can help you get by, because it can make you more accepting of the reality that you are really living with. Or in the case of somebody that they've built a fucked up reality around themselves with woo and all this other crap, just go on this weird ass fucking trip and make up weird shit to fuck yourself with.
Could purge you of that shit too, right?
It doesn't tend to purge you of that shit. If you have a lot of fucked up beliefs, it can play with those fucked up beliefs.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, like, a lot. It's not coincidental that people refer to DMT as the God particle, because a lot of people, and even some that are non-believers, but a lot of people that are believers that will indulge in DMT, usually you find like this, you can get to a state where you feel like there's a superior being, or that you finally connect with God, or it's hard to explain. I mean, I've never had that happen, but there is that community that rallies around DMT as like the one thing that missing thing that can connect you to God in the sense of like consciously, I guess.
Now, well, I don't believe in any God notion of this and that. I do have a notion of, quote, quote, the divine. Now, I see this as something that's within all of us, you know,
Yeah.
And nailing down what that means is so fucking weird and so fucking broad that I'd have to write a fucking thesis.
And it's different for everybody. Like you said, it depends on what your influences are in your life, right?
It's a matter of what perceptual filter you're looking through. Back when I was doing the shaman thing for years, I started off with, the perceptual filter that society had handed me, and it was very rapidly that I realized this doesn't fucking work. This is no good. At least for me, it's crap. It's no fucking good. So what I did was I stripped that down and I built essentially my own theology. That didn't fucking work. That got in my way. And I kept having to do this over and over until I finally accepted that each of these was dogmas that I needed to discard. Now, there were little elements of each, so to speak, that I liked, that I held on to and brought forward to the next manifestation. But it's not until you let go of the self, so you let go of the ego, so you let go of the dogmas and all these other things, that you can get to this point of simply accepting reality is simply what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? One thing I want to mention to watch.
When you're trapped in one of these dogmas, it gets in your way.
Yeah.
When you're looking through a filter, it's a barrier that you cannot see beyond. You can't see beyond whatever dogmas you're holding, and you have to learn to throw them the fuck away to be able to get past that.
Well, you kind of put it best when you said to me that one time, or when we were talking about it, that it's kind of a mental shortcut.
Yeah.
That you can take. I mean, there's lots of. I like how you put that, but I think there is a lot more to it. But that is a good way to sum up parts of it. But like a good thing to watch to understand what I was saying about the whole spiritual aspect and divine aspect about it is the book's better, but it's called The God Particle, Spiritual Awakening to DMT or something like that. But they made a documentary based around the book, and it's really interesting to say the least. I mean, it doesn't nail it on the head or anything, but it's very interesting if you want to learn about That
Well,
in
that's how I
general.
found that's how I found out about this without even ever hearing of it before. It's through a DMT video, and then I looked it up, and then I found another documentary about this particular thing they do out in the Amazon.
Yeah. Well, see, now the thing about there's different types of DMT. DMT is found in like any organic material. It's just
Yeah, in small
extracting it
amounts.
out. We have it in our body.
Yeah.
Even they think that it's kind of they've kind of tried to link it to people having what might be happening in your brain when you have like say out of body experiences or near death experience, like your life flashing before your eyes, or the kinds of
What
the
about
white
waking
light
dreams?
that you see right before death, and that, or things like of that nature when you
Or trauma.
are scared into where you
Yeah.
think that your body or your brain floods with certain chemicals, and they
I know exactly what you're talking about because I almost
Yeah.
drowned once, so
yeah,
I know.
they have theories that could be because of the experiences that people have on different types of DMT, that might be part of what's one of the chemicals involved in
What
those
about
types
waking,
of experiences.
what about waking dreams? Like, would it be like considered one of those things? One of those things that DMT does?
That's actually what they think. They have a theory about too, is that DMT has something to do with dreaming, or like or maybe different or certain types of dreams.
So, would you say
dreams
if
are very
someone
much
has
misunderstood.
Hang on, I need to point out that a lot of the research into this is fairly new and still fairly rudimentary.
Yeah. Don't take my word for anything.
No.
Definitely look into
I mean,
it.
a lot of
I'm
what-
just saying, well, like, and I could be wrong, and obviously, but I've taken a pretty big interest in it.
The research is new, so a lot of this is still hypothetical, and that does need to be pointed out. Just
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
like when
about
people
that.
say, "Oh, I've like when they talk about licking a toad's butt and tripping from it."
Yeah.
There's truth to that, because
Yeah.
what it is the Colorado River toad, which is a Bufo alivarius, I think. I am into reptiles, so. But what it is that when
Frogs are amphibians.
once I know. I'm just saying I'm into reptiles and things like that, but
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying generalized. But the Bufo alivarius excretes a toxin that if you could get the toxin and you dry it and get any substance from it, it's very heavily laden with MAOI DMT. It's a different chemical structure of basically DMT, and if you're to use it as a drug, it gives you the same types of effects that doing straight DMT does.
Well,
to
the
you.
reason why I mentioned it is because what I did was because a lot of what you're talking about sounds like dream states and waking dreams, and I know firsthand what a waking dream can be. I mean, not too many people remember things when they were 3 years old at my age, but there was this one time. It's a silly thing. I mean, I was 2 or 3 years old, but it made such an impression on me. And it was what's really amazing is that at 3 years old I realized what it was. That is, I woke up and there was a leaf on my pillow. Now, I must have been outside playing with the fall leaves or whatever that day, that during that day or something. But it's just one of those things. That's why you have dreams. You sort of go through what you went through today. But I woke up and I picked this leaf up off my pillow and I had it in my hand for a good second or two, and it vanished. Now that I mean, you don't usually remember things like that, but this was it impressed me so much that it's what's what they call a waking dream, because a dream
you were
can be
dreaming
so
that it
real you
vanished?
could actually touch it.
You dreamt that it vanished, or it was?
No, I mean,
Your mind was still in a state of dreaming
I was still
as
in a
you
state
were
of dreaming.
awake.
I woke up. I mean, it was a silly dream. I mean, I was only 2 or 3 years old, but it's unbelievable that I'm 55 now and I actually remember this. But I picked up the leaf. It was real. I actually felt it in my fingers. And then as I completely woke up, it vanished. When I woke up, I'm like, I was like, I was a little kid, like what the hell was that? Oh, I didn't say what the hell was that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was trying to wake up my brother. I was like, look what I got.
Yeah.
And
I
he
can
never woke up
really
and
relate to that, because I have like bouts of sleep paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have like
I
I
was
have
going to mention that next.
form of narcolepsy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen all the time, but I've had it happen a handful, probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 times throughout the last probably 10 years. And it's so crazy of a feeling that you can't explain it to somebody, like, because everybody's like, well, are you sure you just weren't dreaming?
Mhm.
Well, I've looked into it so much, and some doctors have kind of explained it to me, is that your mind wakes, but the part of your mind that gives you your motor skills is still asleep. So you're consciously awake, but your body is basically
Your
sleeping.
mind wakes up, but your body's still in sleep state.
That's freaking wild when that happens, eh?
That is
Shit.
crazy.
And I got that quite a few times. I haven't had it to me in a few years, but when it happened, oh man, I was like scared.
Mhm.
Right. But I could see like what you're saying, because like I could understand how you could wake up and party, like physically be awake, like motor skills and mentally, but that part of your brain that's working, that's inducing the dream, is still active and functioning as you're awake.
Yeah, yeah.
I've just
That's what's really impressive.
Hang on, wait. I just be a troll. I got to point out that Jordy's been sitting there going nuts, commenting on things that weren't actually live at the time, and now he jumps in here, not even realizing that his timing was right shortly after I put on my hat.
Turns out when I went to the Hangout, it started from like 0-0 instead of starting from wherever you guys are now. So I was responding like Prudent and Carson when they were in here. So
It sounded like Fiction might have had a bit of that problem too.
What?
Well, you were responding, and I'm like, we were talking about that like an hour ago. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
'cause I was like, oh look, it's
behind?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not necessarily that it was behind it. It was just playing from the beginning. It might be a Google thing because I tried to get to like the live point and it's just not doing it.
Oh no, I was keeping current. I think it was in real time because every time you guys were commenting on trying to find my question.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was with you.
Okay, so not too far behind then.
Oh.
I do wonder with I don't know, somebody posited the idea that DMT might be related to like our dreaming and whatnot. I wonder if people who suffer from night terrors, because I do,
Mm-hmm.
would be more prone to have like a really, really bad DMT trip.
Are you able to lucid dream at all, Rose?
No.
I do all the time.
I've never learned how, I think, is the problem.
I used to be able to.
It's been a long time, but I might
I've
be
lost the ability.
Mm-hmm. You ever dream in color? That's really cool.
I always dream in color.
A friend of mine dreams in charcoal.
Oh yeah.
That's neat.
Everything's like is like a charcoal painting in his dreams, and I'm like, dude, I dream in color, so that to me is bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I know I dream, but I don't dream. I don't remember dreaming ever.
Yeah,
I mean, when I was younger,
very
I do,
rarely
but
remember my dreams.
I so rarely fall into that REM cycle of sleep because
Yeah,
of my sickness or whatever you want, my illness, if that's what you want to call it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
The only
I never. If I'm ever in it, I'm in it so short that my memories or my dreams are so short, and I don't. They're not vivid to me enough to even remember them like a little bit when I wake up. So it's like it's like I close my eyes and then I wake up. It's like I don't ever remember like anything that happens between going to sleep.
Yeah, the only way I can remember them is if I it's like when I'm dreaming and then just before I wake up, if I purposely sit there and it's got to be peace and quiet, I can't be like disrupted or anything. I can recall the dream, and sometimes I can go back to bed if it woke me up, and continue the dream on. It's really cool. You guys ever experienced that?
Yeah, but I lost that ability.
I remember that when I was younger doing that.
I used to be able to do that when I was 20.
I gotta cut it into something. Well, it's still kind of pertinent. Rose, you ever remember what you dreamt of in your night terrors?
Very, very rarely, and only when I've been so terrified it's actually woken me up. And that's when sleep paralysis is the worst thing. When I'm absolutely terrified, but I can't reach over and turn on a lamp or anything.
I'm not familiar with that general concept.
Yeah.
Are there any recurrent themes in them?
Standard issue being chased, someone's going to hurt me, or that kind of thing.
Do you ever have any idea what the pursuer is?
Usually human and male, I think, but sometimes it's just some kind of monster and I never get to see it,
Yeah, Okay, so it's basically the unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like sleep paralysis. What I've looked into is when I had it happen, I always have this fear that like somebody's coming in the room. Like the most recent time it happened, I was kind of more like lucid. Like it kind of happened more lucid to me. I was laying back in the chair while my daughter was watching TV, standing in front of me, and when I woke, I could see her standing there, but I couldn't move, and I felt like somebody was coming in the door, like to kidnap her, and I was like freaking out because I couldn't move, and you know, I remember like all the times that it happened, I always felt like that terror, like something was going to happen to me, like somebody was after me, and what I've looked into it is they think like that's always related, or that's a common occurring thought process when it happens to people, is that somebody's trying to harm them and you're froze and can't do nothing about it.
It's just for the sake of spending a moment to be somewhat trollish. We do actually have 2 open spots. We're not quite full. We still haven't filled.
Yeah, we have 2 open spots.
Yeah.
I can bow out anytime you guys want.
No, I said
no. We have 2 open spots.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not full. We're still not full. We haven't filled
Okay.
up. We still haven't filled up once tonight. Incidentally, we are technically over time, probably going to run about another half hour, I'm guessing. The current topic is, well, frankly, hallucinogenic drugs being used for quote-unquote spiritual trips and weird dreams and shit like that. For those who just joined. Yeah, it's... Okay, I learned the meditation. Here we go. I'm wearing the hat. I can get away with it, right?
Oh, mighty shaman.
Yes, back when I was in the whole shaman thing. Now, long before I started doing the spirit journeys and this kind of stuff, most of what I was doing was foot instinctive. What I was doing prior to that was what some would refer to as channeling.
You got to echo again.
Ah, for fuck's sake. But not sure if the echo's from me or somebody else. So. Of course, Kevin's creaking like a son of a bitch.
Sorry.
Yeah, lots of noise going on here. It's very distracting.
Am I still echoing?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Let me actually switch my audio stream just in case it's on my end.
There, try again. I think it was Jacob causing the echo.
There we go. Might have been.
Gone. Yeah, it's gone now.
Oh, it was either me or him at this point.
Yeah.
It might have been Jacob. He's been a little echoey tonight. But in any case, with me it started off doing what essentially some would refer to as channeling, which I'm still kind of weird not knowing how to fully explain that. I can only explain it through the spiritualist kind of framework. Beyond that, other than simply saying it's kind of bullshit in your brain fucking with you potentially, I have no idea. I don't really have a solid one on that one. But this was prior to me learning, so to speak, teaching myself how to meditate and, so to speak, step through the veil to other worlds, as we'll refer to them as, which I can parse out as exploring one's psyche, whether they're real or not, who gives a flying fuck. Experientially, you learn something. That's what's important. And at the point that I was able to do that, what the fuck's the point of channeling? You can go there and talk to the shit yourself. Why would you want to channel it? Especially because you don't remember most of what goes on during that time period anyway. But, you know, started doing the spiritual journeys and this whole kind of thing, started figuring all that kind of stuff out. I never did the drug route, but a lot of people use that with guided meditations and what have you, and visualizations associated with them to try and figure things out. And to me, I never understood the draw of that, because if you, so to speak, learn this yourself, if it's and in my case, it was very intuitive. I'm not entirely sure that I could properly teach someone. Very much an intuitive thing. Freaking out.
I do know that guided is about the only way I'm ever able to properly meditate.
Yeah, but in terms of the guided thing, once you're able to do it for yourself, cool. Then you are able to have more control of where you go, what you do, this whole kind of thing, because the person guiding you is going to more or less set the scene, put you into the environment, and assist you to some degree with what you're interacting with. Now, with there's a certain danger of them controlling the situation too much to the point that what you learn isn't what you should be learning about yourself, but whatever they're kind of inserting into the experience. And I find that to be a bit of a problem, to say the least. It's kind of like when somebody's doing some kind of like tarot card reading or something like this. You can sit there and read the meanings of the cards to the person and let them interpret it based upon their own life. Or you can sit there and start saying, oh, well, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, which is referred to as pushing the reading, which is those people that are into this kind of stuff that, you know, from a more proper and I don't want to say scientific methodology, but I'd say a more solid methodology are really big on making sure that people don't try to push their own interpretations into the experience. So they'll refer to that as pushing a reading, etc., in terms of like tarot. And there's a lot of similar things in terms of the whole spiritual journey kind of aspect that the person can really kind of push things into the experience that don't really belong. Yes, it's kind of a Twilight Zone thing. Get over it, Kevin.
No, I'm talking about King 9 will not return. Not that.
Oh, yeah.
What's King 9? Or who?
Someone. It's a Twilight Zone episode, but someone with that exact name is commenting on the.
Stream. Yeah, I like that. They've been interesting so far. I'm wondering if they're calling bullshit on this whole thing, and if so, whatever the fuck. This is experiences from years ago. Don't give a shit. But, you know, some of these experiences from years ago, I don't have a way to necessarily reconcile them in any kind of meaningful, real-world way, so I have to fall back to, you know, the spiritualist think to be able to even try to quantify them. Because there's simply unknowns.
I mean, I've had very strange sensory experience when dreaming, and I'm not able to explain it, so some things just can't be explained by science yet.
No, yeah, her dreams are bizarre, even for me, and I've had weird dreams.
Well, I mean, I don't, like, sometimes I can feel like I can touch things, like the sense of touch and smell and taste are in it.
Has everyone here heard the story about?
Weird.
Sorry, Jackie.
Sorry, Jackie.
Yeah, never mind.
No, let's hear it. I want to hear it. Carry on, Jackie. It's
Rose might have been lagging and thought that you were pausing for a moment.
Yeah, I think I was.
Please do, Jackie. I'm very interested in this.
Okay, yeah, like, sometimes like I said, I can, feel like other senses in my dreams other than just sight and sound. And there was a time, another weird thing is there was a time period in my life from around late elementary school to mid high school where there was a place that I dreamt like all my dreams in. It was like a subcontinent, like in a fantasy world. And it was all, like, all these places were connected by, like, a train line and stuff, and I had friends in that world. It was just strange. I haven't had access to it, like, consistently since mid-high school, but I sound like a crazy person when I talk about it, so.
Hey, it's an experience, right? The realm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I've had a lot of weird things happen to me relating to sleep. I don't know. I mean, I've been naturally inclined to be lucid in my dreams, and I think if I tried, I could get myself to enter sleep paralysis if I like tried.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie, you mean like when you're dreaming, you have the vivid dreams that you have are so vivid that you even have a sense of smell and hear and touch?
Yeah, and taste for that matter.
Wow, taste,
but actually,
that's
smell and taste are kind of, they're a little fuzzy. It's kind of blended together, which actually makes sense.
They're very
because,
closely. Smell and taste are very closely connected. If you can have one, it's not too surprising that you could have the other.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But they're the toughest ones to have in a dream, though.
Yeah, they're also some of the toughest ones to have as far as psychedelic drugs go. Visual hallucinations are common, tactile sensations are common, auditory is a little harder to get, but like olfactory and taste sensations, that's rare. That's rare that you can get someone even has that or find a drug that can induce that reliably.
What I think is interesting though is in terms of the old shaman days and doing the spirit journeys and this and that. I always had, I could see, I could smell, I could hear, I could taste, I could touch, I could interact on these levels. I couldn't speak. I could never see. I'd have to have conversations completely thinking back and forth, which is funny because I listen to all these little, the woo hucksters and all these people that are talking about, all these abilities you can unlock through whatever the fuck. Those are only available to people through spiritual journeys, which means in this reality they don't fucking work. Sorry. Sorry, Charlie. No. I mean,
Sorry, Jordan.
What's around me and who's where and what have you. You have all these quote psychic senses when you're in a reality that isn't the one we live in. That doesn't mean you can do it here. And for thousands of years, idiots have said, well, if I can do this when I'm like having one of these spiritual trips, why can't I do it in the real world? Maybe I can bring it here. No, you can't. Get over yourself. That's like a dream state, for fuck's sake. Come on.
Hey, Rose, why don't you talk about your dream instead of just typing it?
Oh,
no, I told 13 about this the next day.
This is a speaking hangout, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it will be once I shut the fuck up.
I hear that echo again. Damn it. Who's echoing?
I don't know.
Is it me?
I feel like everybody's in a tunnel here, and we're just going,
Who's
hey!
Well, it's not me.
It was Patrick. It was Patrick.
I think it was.
Yep.
No. I think the day that I wound up having this dream that 13 had mentioned not being able to play the piano or something, and I had a dream that 13 and I were sitting side by side on a piano bench playing the piano, and then for no reason whatsoever 13 was touching my stomach, and in the dream 13 was sitting on my right. And in the bed, I sleep on the right side of the bed. So Vince sleeps on the left, or on my left, I should say. And so in the dream, for no reason whatsoever, 13 was suddenly touching my stomach, and my brain, I guess, because what had happened is Vince had come home, and had laid down basically to greet my sleeping self, and had rested his hand on my stomach. But my brain told me that 13, who was on my right, was touching my stomach, and I felt 13. And then I woke up, like, confused and freaked out, and like, what the fuck? Why is 13 touching me? And, he can't touch me. He's in the computer.
Incidentally, for anyone that isn't aware of this, I don't actually exist. I only exist as a mass of pixels.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all in a matrix, that's it.
I am made of pixel.
That's true. The only person in this community I can confirm actually exists is Jackie.
Yeah.
She's actually real. I'm quite sure of that.
Hang on. I do have to reference
How
that.
do you know that?
They say that you can't experience anything that you haven't experienced within reality yet. So this certainly would tend to confirm Kevin's story.
Yes.
But the internet's is reality, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
This ties into a really weird conversation that I was having with somebody because, and unfortunately I didn't get to finish it. Matt Bell was involved, of course, and we were talking. And basically, I made a statement along the lines of, but if this is ultimately what we define as being real, as the reality we live in, even if we were living in the Matrix, technically this would be reality as defined, wouldn't it? And this started leading down a rabbit hole. What I was trying to get to is, in terms of being online and this kind of stuff, what we're experiencing online is still experientially real. Whether it's something that's just made it's just a digital reality or not, it's still experientially reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a digital representation thereof. But I never got to go down that rabbit hole because, you know, everybody else wanted to chime in with whatever, and Sty was in there just,
Stizor.
Yeah.
I'm Stizor, hooray.
I love the Sty, man.
I like Stizor.
Yeah, but he's a cunt.
Oh, you know what she actually looks like? Uh-huh.
Ah, we're all a bunch of cunts. In our own little ways.
Oh, we have more cute Kevin and Jackie pics. Okay, that's what he's posting here. Yeah, I got it.
I already said, how do you know that? So I had
He was
to...
trolling, get over it. And I explained how you'd know that.
It's like Kevin.
Well, you could also, like, I could also say that argument, well, you're not really touching each other because atoms.
Oh, come on.
But that would be mean, though.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian claimed that the first picture that I posted of us together at the airport was photoshopped.
No,
What an asshole.
Oh, no, it was funny, especially right after Jackie puts a message into Kagito going, "He really is real," which was just...
Yeah, and then Exile's like, pinch his belly. You don't know if he's real till you pinch his belly, and then she did.
Yeah.
And then I pinch his belly.
We had a lot of fun as well. But you do notice that, as I predicted, a lot of the jokes that had been being made have stopped now.
Oh, well,
By new ones.
It's also
I
partly
still do
because we haven't really been going in Hangouts that much.
Oh, can you imagine the jokes that are going to be made if it, like, if Prudent actually gets a girlfriend and we can confirm it?
Oh, God.
Pixar, get the fuck out. Yeah, we need video proof.
Oh, yeah, we definitely need that, but still though.
Then again, I might give Epi a similar hard time because he's the other virgin.
Epi, Mr. It's my choice that I've never really getting to lady for.
You can tell my daughter that she's only allowed to date boys that wear promise rings. Not promise rings, purity rings. Sorry.
Kevin, have you got a horse in your room or something?
Oh, sorry.
Clip, clop, clang, clang.
No. His Kundalini's trying to escape.
Okay, what's Kundalini?
Yeah.
3HO?
You've got to watch my Power of Woo videos, have you? I will scold you and direct you to the nether places. And I can switch cameras back because I'm taking that fucking hat off. I gotta get used to the weight of it. It's now that I have the fucking skull on there. Either that or just take some fucking painkillers before putting it on.
May I ask? I know it probably sounds dumb, but what's a Kundalini?
Watching the Power of Woo videos.
What?
Okay,
I
hang on.
can't hear.
Explain it.
The Kundalini, what happens is we have this notion of the chakras going back quite a ways. Now, back around about the 1800s, when a bunch of assholes decided to start bringing some of these notions to the West, what they did was start fucking with them completely and forgetting completely where they came from, what it was supposed to mean. Instead, they assigned all this stupid woo bullshit. Then along comes this asshole that founded 3HO, an organization that was founded in Canada. And this guy brought the notion of Kundalini Yoga to the West. And claimed that this was the greatest of all yogas and much more effective, and that it was a fast track to enlightenment through causing nerve damage. Of course, that's not what they think it is. What they're claiming it is this energy that's locked up at the base of your spine, wrapped. It's like a serpent coiled 3 times around the spine, the base of it. And in unlocking this, you'll come to a great spiritual awakening. Now, what is the manifestation of the spiritual awakening? Pain throughout the body, various psychiatric problems associated with it, problems with your heart, problems with muscle movements that you can't control, all kinds of crap like this, and they're claiming it's a good thing.
I'm still a little confused.
And this happened in Canada? Up here in Canada?
It started in Canada. Most of the places that were open teaching this crap were in the U.S., of course, because they were latching onto the hippie movement.
I'm
Wow.
still a little confused on how exactly doing yoga causes nerve damage.
Well, actually, original yoga was most predominantly breathing and meditating. But American yoga is exercising. Now, of course, I should mention that in India, where things like the chakras came from, and where this notion of yoga came from, there's the word that they use, a very special word that they use to describe what we in the West call yoga. They call it exercising.
And the great mystery has been solved. Jeez.
But basically, through varied yoga exercises and what have you, you're stretching in all kinds of weird ways that your body might not, deal with too well. And you get to this point that you feel this strange warmth at the base of your spine. No, what these people are taught is to believe that that strange warmth at the base of your spine isn't your body saying, "Oh, fuck, stop," but instead that it's this Kundalini spirit trying to awaken. So they do it more. And then when this heat starts spreading through the body, this is your vagus nerve being tweaked like a motherfucker. And the vagus nerve starts up here. It's the 10th spinal nerve. Incidentally, when you damage the 10th spinal nerve, you also can damage the 9th and 11th along with it. And sometimes it can correct there potentially, depending on how much you damage the nerve. But particularly, you can damage the two next adjacent nerves. Now, it starts up here, travels down here, has branches going down in through here, continues down, has branches going to the heart and to the lungs. It actually branches off somewhat separately to the two of them, which is incidentally why, in terms of the classic views pertaining to the chakras, they have both the pink and the green in that region. One around the other is because your lungs are around your heart. What a surprise. But there are channels leading to both. Both of these are actually under the location that would be denoted by the green chakra. However, this is that major branch off from the vagus nerve. It then continues down further into the gut and branches off in several other areas. These, of course, do correspond with the yellow, orange, and red areas depending on how far down you go with where it branches off. But it connects to your stomach, your liver, your pancreas, almost every major organ on the way. And then eventually it goes down through by where the genitals are and then loops back and connects 3 times with 3 different nerve branches to the spinal cord. Now, through a lot of exercising and what have you, or frankly, through sitting there for too fucking long on your coccyx while meditating, you can potentially cause damage to this nerve. Now, science has shown that with the vagus nerve, doing things like breathing exercises and deep concentration work, i.e. meditation, are actually ways that this nerve can be stimulated. Through the stimulation of the nerve, they found that it can actually help with things like epilepsy. It can help with varied psychiatric issues along the lines of chronic depression, in particular with non-drug responsive chronic depression. They've also found that it can help with things like heart murmurs and heart palpitations and things along these lines. Beyond that, I don't know yet. I've got somebody, Chris, actually, looking into some more science to see what else we have pertaining to the interactions between the body and the vagus nerve. But in terms of quote, activating the nerve, they found that small sensors that basically send a small pulse down that nerve, connected either by the heart or up here by the base of the start of the spine, or down by the very base of the spine, depending on where it's located. It can help with a non-responsive depression. It can help with epilepsy. It can help with heart murmurs, etc., through actual fucking science related with this nerve. Now, as near as I can tell, what most likely happened in terms of the initial establishment of the chakras and determination of the chakra positions is, back in the day when they were trying to figure out things like science and medicine and how the body worked, they found this thing snaking through the body, weren't sure what the hell it was, and ended up ascribing all this additional crap to it. Now, they found out that, yes, it helps a little bit with this and that, so what else will it help us? So they started describing all these main areas where it branches off in relation to these chakra positions. Now, this, of course, started off as, quote, early crude medicine with people trying to understand how the body actually works, based upon, cutting people the fuck open to figure this shit out. Now, since we do know that deep breathing exercises and meditation can help with some of this shit, they then started stacking other superstition-related things on top of that. This, when it was eventually brought to the West, what happened was they just went fucking wild with all the bullshit claims about it. Now, granted, one of these chakra positions, the 7th chakra, doesn't actually fucking exist at all, in that it doesn't correlate at all with the vagus nerve. This is one that's normally shown either inside somebody's hat or represented as a 1,000-petal lotus flower on top of the head. Well, it's referred to as being basically a purple chakra by most of the New Age community. It actually, in terms of the more classical views, is traditionally displayed as being the gold chakra. It's referred to as the crown chakra. And this doesn't really exist. It's a hypothetical connection to the divine. But in terms of the positions that do seem to have some representation inside the body, they all correspond to major branch-offs on the vagus nerve. Now, there are some that are potentially missing, but some of these nerves, where they branch off, they're very close together, so they're all put under the same general location in terms of the chakra positions. But the Kundalini notion, this is actually a little bit of a newer notion, but it does connect 3 times to the spine there. So when you feel this warm sensation down by your coccyx region, that's your spine actually basically stretching in such a way that the spine is actually putting too much tension on these particular sections of the nerve where it connects there. And that warm sensation is basically your body saying, don't do this, you're carrying something, you're ripping something, you're causing yourself damage. When you continue doing this, that warm sensation follows up over the course of the vagus nerve as that nerve is put into stress all the way up to the brain, and then ends up causing varied symptoms, including neurological and physiological symptoms. It can actually affect your sex drive, both positively and negative, as well as other things. They refer to this as Kundalini syndrome or Kundalini crisis. And as near as I can tell from the evidence that I'm seeing, some of it being direct evidence, some of it being more anecdotal, it seems like this directly correlates to actual nerve damage. Now, I've been asked by a few people to do a full-length presentation pertaining to the chakras and what have you, and if I do, I'm going to have to handle it from the classical view of it, where it most likely originated, the connection between that and the vagus nerve, and how much of this shit is just idiots tacking extra woo horse shit and New Age belief shit onto basic physiology and making shit up as they go along.
So where is spirit science getting this 8th chakra idea from?
The 8th chakra thing is something that's been promoted by certain people within the New Age community. I haven't been able to trace it to a certain origin. However, the origin that I seem to be coming across more often than not is the 3HO guy. The 3HO guy stipulated an 8th chakra. Now, mind you, the 7th doesn't exist, or if one were to even stipulate it does exist, it's outside the body. As I said, it's either indicated as a lotus petal, a lotus flower on top of the head, or as a position that's actually above the body in a hat, which is the crown or connection to the divine, or what have you. There's several ways to place this out. The one that the 3HO guy put on top of that, the additional chakra, he actually equated to the aura. So instead of it being your connection to others, it's more this weird field around you kind of horseshit. And why they'd add an extra position, I don't know. As near as I can tell, part of the reason why they had 7 original locations instead of the 6 that do actually seem to exist within the body pertaining to the vagus nerve locations is it seems to be that since 7 was considered to be a sacred number at the time, being that all prime numbers, frankly, were considered to be sacred in some regard, in terms of things like numerology and what have you. Any prime number was a big fucking deal back then. So I believe that the 7 initially was for the sake of having that. So adding an 8th goes against that anyway around it. But that one parses it out as that. The New Age communities adopted some of this notion, calling it the, what is it, the like soul star or some shit like this. Connection to other worlds or whatever the fuck. Now the thing is, the crown chakra is supposed to be your connection to the divine, the connection to any proverbial god, the spiritual self, etc. You don't need the crap on top of it. But once you start getting the stupid shit with the vibrations and wavelengths and all this other crap, which doesn't frankly work within the framework as provided, anyway around it, especially because the colors don't even matter. The colors are just there as part of a visual reference framework for when somebody's doing the meditation exercises pertaining to this. It's not really meant to be considered to be a literal thing. It's more of a focus for when one's meditating. And considering it to be a literal thing, or a spinning wheel inside of you sucking and blowing energy, is just New Age mumbo-jumbo horseshit that doesn't even really go back. I mean, initially they were considered to be regarded as round spheres, but they weren't spinning vortexes of energy. That's fuck off. That's the New Age crap that's been added since that they're still claiming. Anyway, yeah, we're talking about that guy fiction. Incidentally, on that note, yes, I did a video discussing 3HO. It's in the Cult Night series. I've done several videos talking about Kundalini. Those are in the Power of Wu series. Feel free to go and check those out. One of the Power of Wu dealing with Kundalinis was intentionally intended to be a clip show. I didn't use it for that. It is there in the playlist. That can be watched. It's a 1-hour hangout for people ragging on this. There's also 2 presentations around about, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes in length pertaining to that. And I think it's about 15, 20 minutes in the Cult Night, which is supposed to be talking about 3HO, most of which I just bitch about this asshole that's connected to Psyche Truth channel. Okay, I need to stop talking. I'm talking too much.
My Kundalini is spinning.
Yeah.
Keep it in your pants, Kevin.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, especially because it's in your coccyx, man. Keep your coccyx to yourself. They might be toxics. Don't make me kick you in the Kundalini. But yeah, there's a lot to it. Any other questions that I might want to actually think about if I am going to do a presentation on this shit? It'll be fucking long, and on a lot of levels probably won't be worth my time pertaining to the number of views it's likely to get, but fuck it.
That was a hell of a presentation already.
Indeed.
A full form will be about an hour and a half. And at some point, even after I do the hour and a half, I'm going to have a sit down with Chris, and he and I are going to do a long-form conversation talking about this, but I need him to get to science first, because there are a number of papers talking about this and things pertaining to the vagus nerve. This thing's fucking connected to everything in the body. When you feel that coldness in your heart, when you feel heartbroken or this and that, that's partially because of how the vagus nerve connects to it. It's a signal going vagus nerve to brain back down. Some of those feelings you get like in your stomach or your gut or what have you, same fucking nerve is causing those interactions. I mean, this is, the holy grail of internal nerves going through the body. And the ancient cultures, when they're sitting there dissecting people, they saw this fucking thing snaking through. It's no wonder that they'd name it and start assigning, crap to it. And eventually mystical crap. Because superstition, you start off with trying to explain something, coming up with stories to go along with them, and before you know it, you have this massive fiction. And then you bring that to the New Age tree-hugging whack jobs like spirit science that believe in Jews from fucking space and ancient Atlantis and shit, and of course they're going to go off the rails with this shit. But there's no point to the 8th position because you have the crown here, you have the 8th, then you have an 8th position, which is basically just another crown. And even if you go to the people that are claiming there's 12 to 13, everything above that, it's kind of like trying to make a mirror of below, but making it pertaining to the divine. Which, yeah, whatever, but they're claiming, well, why should the frequencies of these different things, if each one is a frequency and a tone and a wavelength, why should it stop here? If you're looking like at a piano keyboard, there's more keys past that, so you're moving up an octave. Regardless of the fact that they're trying to equate this to light. Now, you start off with a light, you take the waveform from that, and you convert it over to sound. First off, it doesn't actually line up properly in that, you should just have them all be white keys, but the yellow would be a black key, not a white key. There you've got a problem right there. So you end up with, the crappy, ugly, fucking weird-ass green followed by regular green, The yellow's not even on that scale properly because it's up here on one of the black keys on the keyboard. So it doesn't work to begin with. That and on either side of what's, so to speak, in the body, that 7th chakra, as well as what might be below the red if you were to stipulate one of those, would be in the ultraviolet spectrum and thus not accessible anyway within that kind of wavelength of light. I'm getting way too in-depth in this, aren't I? Anyone still following me?
Yeah.
Anyone?
You sound like a motor in your mind.
No, I've spent a week and a half on this. 2 weeks.
I had no idea that you were so adept in this subject.
Well, I did the shaman thing for ages, and I knew people that were really into things like the chakras and numerology and this and that. But the people that I actually dealt with regularly weren't flakes.
So you were a shaman at one time? Did I hear that right?
Roughly 20 years. And a lot of that's still with me, whether I like to admit it or not.
Yeah, I kind of wondered about that.
I mean, there are certain things that you just, it's okay. I'll equate it to religion. Fiction, if I remember correctly, you were raised some kind of Christian, right?
No, I was not raised in a Christian home.
Oh, you weren't. What kind of views were you raised with?
Atheists, I think. we never discussed religion in our home.
Okay, so based upon the fact that you don't have a religious framework, when people are talking from a religious framework, does it make any fucking sense to you?
Yeah, because I did. I delved into it in high school. I got sucked into it.
Okay. Well, you were sucked into it during high school. Are there any? Is there any, so to speak, residue from that? Anything that you picked up during that time period from those kind of interactions that you still kind of hold on to on some levels?
I think when I was trying to escape all that indoctrination, it was more on my way out. I was, it's like you don't just go cold turkey and just leave it. Yeah, I understand what you mean. There's a process. And so in your searching, when you're trying to search, you kind of fall into other traps, right?
I think it's more than just traps, though, because generally, okay, let's just, let's go, we'll keep picking on this one for a moment. Some of these notions of turn the other cheek. Some people that are no longer religious still hold on to that to some degree, not as strongly as they once might have, but they still, the importance of forgiveness of others, this kind of stuff.
I was never good at any of that.
Well, I'm saying there are certain aspects of these kind of things that people that do have the tendency to take and carry with them. Now, a lot of these are just part of the cultural mindset as well, like, the notion of do unto others as you'd like to have them do unto you, or whatever. There are different things like these that are cultural dogmas, ultimately, that we still hold on to some degree because we find them to be useful.
Yeah, I see you there, yep.
And there are certainly things from those days that I still hold on to, and there's a lot of things that I can't necessarily explain that I'm going to keep waiting for an explanation to potentially pop up. The example I'd like to use with this was there was one point that I was sitting there driving along with a friend in the car, and I was going through and working on something, we'll just say, and I got a couple brilliant blue flashes just above the car. Now, the first one I can kind of dismiss, and I kind of glanced over at my friend, and he was like, yeah, I saw it too. Second time, he's like, his conclusion immediately was that this was something I was doing. I'm still like, that's fucking a first. I don't know what the hell to make of this. And the third time, because at that point I'm like, well, maybe we're the only ones that are seeing this. There was part of my brain trying to explain it and write it off. But the third time, the car next to us, the people in there just did this kind of thing, looking at us and just absolutely shocked, and slammed on their brakes. So it wasn't just me. It wasn't just me and the person in the car with me. Somebody in another car saw it. So how the fuck do you explain that? Well, my friend was sitting there, and whenever we were talking to somebody about this kind of crap, he was claiming that I'd gotten visual effects, and I'm like, never been able to repeat it. Don't know what the fuck was causing it. I'm not going to say I was at the cause, because I remain skeptical, even of things that, most anyone else in doing what I was doing in that kind of moment and that kind of experience would be like, the Woo Meisters would be going nuts over this shit. I held on to the skepticism, and I think you have to. Years later, I found out what it was.
What was it?
They were doing microwave testing in the area. And on that particular weekend, what most likely happened is that somebody most likely left on some fucking experiment they were working on. So there was microwave radiation in the area. And I was smoking. And lighting the cigarettes with wooden matches, etc. Lo and behold, you take a cork, a match, stick it in there, put it in the microwave, turn on the microwave, you get brilliant blue flashes.
Exactly.
The phenomenon had been experienced at times pertaining to microwave radiation in airplanes, which is why they're now all microwave shielded. I now have an explanation. But prior to having that explanation, I refused to claim that it was something I did. I refused to insist that it was something fucking magical or mystical or me contacting other dimensions. I waited for an actual explanation. But I held on to it as, here's something unexplained.
Right.
What got me is when during that time period, it's like, here's something unexplained. I'd have people, well, it was just you, and I'm like, no, my friend. Well, the two of you were both key to this. Like people in the next car, we don't know what they saw, and people. I'm like, dude, I'm not saying that this was fucking magic. They're like, yes, you are. I'm like, no, dude, I'm saying this is something that's unexplained. That's the same thing. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. I'm saying I don't know. How is that saying it's magic, you retard?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the way it's supposed to be done. That's the way science is supposed to work. You can't explain something. Don't claim magic.
But that's what the New Agers do, and this is what drives me up the wall. Is that they feel that they've experienced something that most people be like, well, that was fucking weird. And instead they start making up all these stories to go along with it, all these weird ad hoc explanations, and then they put it in a fucking book.
Hmm.
And then they put it in a book, and some idiot like Spirit Science reads the book and decides that this is the gospel fucking truth, and stacks it on top of all the other bullshit from all the other stupid books he's read.
And then they'll try and come up with something new too, just to keep it interesting.
You know, I honestly, I don't know that there's necessarily a single new thought in his head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that. Everything seems to be from books. What got him started on his channel apparently was reading some book on sacred fucking geometry, which honestly apparently goes back to some ancient schools of thought that I've never fucking heard of and never dealt with. So I have no idea what to make of that shit.
Mm-hmm. But what I mean is, like, they'll put a new spin on it to draw people in, you know.
Well, I don't know if that they're deliberately putting a new spin on, especially with the people that get into the whole channeling thing. Now, channeling, as I said, is something that I don't know how to really even classify it. I could speak to it in terms of how I feel it should be regarded and dealt with from a spiritual aspect, but as to whether there's any reality to it, I don't even know what kind of psychological manifestation that would potentially be. All I know is that from the people that have claimed to have channeled people that I do know quite a bit about, it's horseshit.
Yeah.
There's this one young gal that's sitting there and supposedly channeling L. Ron fucking Hubbard, and is saying things like, I never meant to start a religion. Bullshit.
Yeah. Dianetics.
Out. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he intended initially to start a psychiatric movement, something to supplant psychiatry because, you know, he's an idiot,
Mm-hmm.
you know, lunatic and mentally ill. And when he wrote a letter to the American Association of Psychiatry, actually Psychiatry Association, not the APA, basically saying, I'm schizophrenic, I'm all kinds of fucked up, please can you help me? They're like, go see a shrink like everyone else. Then a few years later, when he approached them and said, I think I have the answer to all the problems with the mind, they're like, oh, it's that crazy schizophrenic dude. Get the fuck out of here. You know, at this point, he did the Dianetics thing and started layering more craziness on top of it.
And that book was Science of Survival, the New Science of Mental Health.
Yeah.
What, they tried that shit on you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, Kevin's watched my shows too. He's watched my series too. He watched from the beginning though.
He had a pretty good PR guy because I remember when I was a kid, I was fairly young, remembering the commercial. Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard.
I remember that too.
Advertising that shit. But anyway.
Who was to know it turned into a fucking religion 20 years later?
Back.
Craziness.
But the thing is, what happens is one of these guys with whatever however the fuck you want to classify it, there have been a number of people that have claimed to be like channeling transcendent masters, and they have people write down the stupid shit they say, and then they make these entire theological frameworks essentially out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where a lot of this Lemuria, ancient aliens crap comes from.
Right.
Is these guys, and one of them's channeling. He refers to him as Thoth, Thoth to the rest of us. And Thoth was really some ancient fucking alien transcendent master, whatever the fuck, according to these idiots. I'm like, dude, really? And since this guy's sitting there allegedly channeling whatever the fuck, and now to me it's funny because I know the act. I also back at one point was doing I guess what you could call channeling at one point in my life, and I know experientially what it's like. And I know what it does on a physiological level when you're trying to do this, because your brain's doing one thing and your body's not quite working in conjunction with it, so your movements are just fucking wrong. And I see people claiming to be channeling things, and they're just strolling around, and they're talking and this and that. They're not searching for words. They're not having any problems, so to speak, translating anything from what's going on in their mind to the words coming out of their mouth. And I look at them and go, you're a fucking con man. And I was watching the video that a while ago that Spirit Science did on channeling. I'm like, this guy's a con man. That's a rehearsed script. And the other guy, I'm like, he's overacting, but he's also too rehearsed. He hasn't searched for words once. He's trying to do the jerkiness thing to some degree, but it looks forced. He's acting.
Yeah, I picked up on that stuff in the what do you call, Pentecostal movement.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, so you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about with this.
Yeah.
So I can look at these guys like con man, full of shit. And these are the ones he's promoting, of course, because these are the ones that do it to get money. They write books. They get followings. They're copying their behavior. They're full of shit. And it's funny because since I messed with this shit years ago, even though I'm really kind of like I'd want to call it bullshit. I really want to call it complete bullshit anyway. Or I'll give you an example of what I mean by this. On one occasion, I was sitting there in a hangout, and I said, "Reiki's fucking bullshit." And my wife turns to me and says, "You used Reiki," and I said, "That doesn't matter. It's still fucking bullshit." Does this make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, with my wife, you know, she'll be walking around, and I'll look at her, and I'm like, "Come here," and she'll come over, and I'll say, "Turn around," and I'll just rest my thumb in one position on her back, push in a little bit, and then rub an area near it, and her muscles will loosen up. It's because I know how she moves. I know, you know, enough of anatomy that I can deal with this. But this is essentially what the Reiki people are doing more often than not, is just, you know, stimulating nerves by just by movement of the microfine hairs on the person's back. It's shit like that. Come on.
Well, all they're really doing is increasing circulation to that spot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is. Yeah.
That's all it fucking is. But, you know, ooh, weird magic, ooh, yeah, fuck off. Channeling is, I'm not sure what kind of psychology. I don't know. I don't have a proper explanation for it yet.
It gets really fun when they think they're passing out demons.
Someone's completely full of shit and scamming people. I'm sorry, some ancient fucking alien transcendent master's not going to speak English. And even if it's going to different parts of your brain to translate from its language to yours, it's not going to be sitting there and speaking smoothly and calmly and all this other shit. Oh, Heike left.
Oh.
I haven't talked to her in ages.
I love that there's like a GIF or whatever they're called, and I had it saved on my computer. It says there's two channelers there, and it says woman channels spirits in a 500-year-old German castle, speaks to him in English.
Yeah.
That's special.
Now, I mean, I remember back years and years ago, long fucking time ago, when I was doing this kind of crap. A lot of what I'd say I didn't remember. I need to ask who I was talking to at the time. But I was speaking, but a lot of it, because the friend that I was experimenting, we'll just say, with this kind of stuff with, at one point snapped me the fuck out of it by going, "Wow, that's really cool!" And I'm like, "Oh, fucking migraine, holy shit." I gave him hell about that one, but the thing was that it was always really difficult to speak. It was always, you know, really looking for words, and there were times that it'd be just a word, because it's like it's a disconnect from the language center of your brain. They talk about it being a slightly different part of the brain when people are sitting there doing the, you know, itty booty, you know, supposed, you know, speaking in tongues in the Pentecostal churches. It's like that part of your brain that seems to interact differently. Have a good one, Pat. Trying to interact with the language center, they don't connect very easily. It's a massive force of will. And so these people that are supposedly channeling, that are sitting there being very lucid and talking in complete sentences, and oh, I am so-and-so. Yeah, you are full of shit. If you have to sit there going, and then start talking the way you were a minute earlier, or faking a fake bullshit accent, yeah, fuck you. Can you tell what my next topic is? It's on my mind.
I wanted to say good night, Shadow. Thanks for inviting me. It was
Have a good one. Sorry I went all weird on the end.
no, it's fine. But last week or so, I've actually been starting to get sleepy at this time. So it is 10 o'clock in the morning. So nice meeting you all, and I hope we can do this again.
Yep. Well,
Yeah, you too, Patrick.
Nice to meet you, Patrick.
Yeah,
Good night.
Good night. Have a good night.
Love your pictures.
You like that's the Sombrero Nebula? I mean the Sombrero Galaxy.
That's pretty
Good
neat.
night.
Yeah, insomnia shuffles happen when I can't fucking sleep, which is often.
Rose.
Sorry, I just kind of came in. You guys were, I guess, we're still talking about the New Age stuff.
Yeah, go ahead. You explode, Prudent. It's okay.
No, it's fine. I'm not really meant to explode. I just wanted
Get
to
your
say.
Kundalini going.
I just wanted to ask if you guys have at least been keeping up with like some of the really good responses that people make to spirit science, because I gotta hand it to some of these content creators. Some people just do a really good job when it comes to poning him.
Strangely, in a lot of ways, I disagree. But I'll hold on. You'll have to wait on my explanation of that one.
Yeah, I'm not up on who you're talking about there, Prudent.
Oh yeah. Have you guys seen? There was a couple of content creators. One of them is this guy named Martimer81, and he hasn't responded to spirit science in a while, but he usually does a good job when it comes to poning the shit out of him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Shadow's familiar with Mortimer. I think I've heard him talk about him.
Oh, Mortimer. I know Mortimer.
Everyone knows. He's like the main person who's done reputations to spirit science, and honestly, he kind of bores me at this point. It's like the same old hyper rationalist ponage style that I've been seeing for years on here. I want to see something different.
Yeah, I understand that. Here's another one. You can tell that this guy really put a lot of effort into his. It's a pretty long video. It's like half an hour long, but it was worth the watch.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be Cool Hard Logic.
Have you seen that one though? Like,
before Cool Hard Logic? Yes, I've seen it.
That one was that part where, but the really hilarious part, the very end, where he says, "Let's just try to pretend to be like spirit science for a minute," and he had that explanation. He had that crap, I can't remember all of it, but he basically showed that this is, if you try to find patterns and you try to connect all these patterns, that's exactly what they do, and that's really all it is. It's just trying to find patterns in thoughts or patterns in nature and try to rationalize it in a subjective way. That's it. Really nothing else.
No, you're wrong.
Okay, how am I wrong?
Hang on, I'll be back in a moment, sir.
Fiction, I think you were going to ask me something or tell me something. You said my name earlier.
Yeah. You're typing in the side. It's like, why don't you ever speak up?
Because it's not on topic.
Well, that's not on topic. I've been fucking long-winded as hell tonight, but...
Well, we were kind of talking about the Pentecostal shit. That came up for a minute.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I say that you're wrong. Now, a lot of the stuff that the New Age movement's latched onto does have something true, something real about it. The problem is that they start off with something, they kind of have something about it, and then they go full retard with the notion.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's what all the doctrines do.
Yeah, that's where my objection lies, is that, you take something that's, hey, I've noticed that if I'm nice to people, they tend to be nicer to me. Hey, I notice if I tend to be going around being more positive, things seem to go a little bit easier for me. Hey, that's great. And then you end up with a fucking law of attraction out of this. Come on, guys.
secret thing? That thing was going around for a while?
Yeah, that was... Yes, if you actually bothered to watch the videos on my channel, Fiction Fighter, you notice that the first topic I did was a 3-part lampoon of the Law of Attraction, The Secret.
Yeah, that was fun.
I think I saw some of that briefly in my flashes of time.
There are 3 in it. It was pretty fun, but I'm still going to give you a hard time. But yeah, I mean, you start off with something that's like, yeah, this is kind of pointlessly true, but then you go full retard with it, and that's the problem, you know? With this whole crap with chakras and kundalini and all this shit. Yes, we have the vagus nerve. This vagus nerve can be stimulated through various exercises as well as through various meditations and deep breathing. What does it do? Not what they're fucking claiming for sure. I mean, there's some truth in there, buried in there, but the thing is, in theory, with, you know, getting a better scientific understanding than the ancients had, you say, oh, okay, so they were right about this, this, and this, and wrong about every fucking thing else. So you throw away the wrong stuff and just stick with the right stuff, you know? But they're not doing that. They're taking the wrong stuff, amplifying it to the point of going full retard with it.
Exactly, yeah. And just before I leave, I just want to say I like to look at the Pentecostal movement as it was my training ground. Because everything that they would shoot down as what you're talking about, all this New Age stuff in the movement, they would always call that the cultic culture.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, you know, I'm kind of grateful for my experience in a way.
Pot kettle.
Sorry?
Pot kettle.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh, squirrel, look. Squirrel. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that, I mean, I think that's about the only good thing that I can look at my experience was how to avoid all the other crap that would come my way and keeps coming my way. But I always held on to science. Science was my way to keep away from all that shit after I went through some of the shit.
Alright, I fell asleep like 3 times, so I'm feeling...
Sweetie, glad to have had you.
Yeah, next shuffle I'll be here. I'm sorry.
Did I tire you out?
Oh,
and I will stay tuned.
Oh, brief note. Varied things, including apparently the announcement for the shuffle for the sake of the players didn't go out correctly. Sorry, the game announcement rather didn't go out correctly to the players. This week's game was rescheduled till next week, which is time, and we might run it a little bit longer.
Alright, cool. Thanks.
And
We're going now.
Check to see how long this shindig's been going, because it's probably 3.5 hours. We were supposed to stop a while ago. Crap. I should be doing closing comments. Jackie, any parting wisdom for us?
Don't stay up past your bedtime.
Okay.
Are you talking to me?
Wait a minute, you're talking to insomniacs. Have a good one.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
She's yelling at me.
No, I'm not yelling at you. I'm tired.
It's okay, Jackie.
I haven't really stayed up this late for a while.
Okay, moving down the road, Jacob.
No words of wisdom, I guess. Just thanks for having me. And
any words of foolishness?
Don't stay up past your bedtime.
Plagiarizer.
Yeah, that's okay. Kevin, you're up.
Keep your kundalini satisfied and stay black. Smoke weed every day.
Okay. Rosie.
Vince says, don't try and run from a bear with an erection.
True. Very true. And incidentally, just as a quick PSA, I'll keep that later. Prudent, go ahead.
Yeah, I got nothing to say.
Okay. And just as a reminder to anyone that may or may not ever watch this video that is a follower of spirit science, everything he says about bears, bad advice. If you have a video that I've done pertaining to this, you may want to watch it because, you know, it's good to know things like bears can run, bears can climb trees, bears have territories.
Kill your ass.
And kill people.
A bear interrupts your party. Don't go back to partying, you idiot.
They can
Don't say,
mow your
"Hi,
face.
Mr. Charging Bear. I want to be your friend."
Also, bears and shrooms do not mix very well.
Black bears
Not
can
combined.
climb trees. Brown bears just knock trees over.
Ah, I didn't know that. Oh, well,
Yep.
knocking trees over is equally bad for the people that climbed the tree to get away from the bear.
Yes.
Actually, wait, no, one of the videos that I watched, I think, yeah, it might have been, no, I think it was a brown bear that went up a tree. It charged like a motherfucker, though.
They run about 40 miles an hour.
Anyway.
But it's
okay,
just
I'm taking Kevin now. Bye.
Run away, you two strangers.
Oh, get a room, you two.
They are, that's why they're leaving.
Bye.
I meant they're more in a more literal sense, though. But okay.
Well, if they could, they would. That's just being mean at this point.
Okay. Just messing
But on
around.
that note, we are approaching. Oh fuck, we're approaching the 3.5-hour mark. Holy shit! Of course, this might be where Redline, if he's. Oh wait, no, this is. He might have weekend today. I don't know if he's working today or not. This is the point at which, if he were to be working, he'd be like, "No, I'll get bored." So
Wait,
anyway,
Jake, before you go, do you want me to give you just a cute puppy video just for the hell of it?
she needs a crash. We all need to crash. Ah, we're going offline. Holy shit!